Hey, what is going on, you guys? Oh my god, I look awful. The quality. I don't know if it's the quality or what. I can't even tell, but goddamn, that looks awful. I'm gonna check something. I got everything on the computer and I'm filming with my phone, so shouldn't look this bad. Like Jesus, is it the Wi-Fi? Is it the 4K or I mean the 4K, the 4G? I don't know. Is it? I'm trying to figure that out. So yeah, Jesus Christ, it looks terrible, man. That's disappointing. That's very disappointing. Maybe it's because it's 4G. Let me even see if it sounds fine. Let's see. Uh, do 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 do. Turn off. Turn off. Come on. Okay. No, it sounds fine at least. Shoot, but. Okay, so all right, got some. All right, well, if anything, I guess that's what we're gonna have to work with. Very sorry for the shitty ass quality. Like my God, I don't know why this is so terrible. But hey, hope you guys are doing well. I mean, yeah, you're right. Imo Inuyasha. I guess I'm just gonna say that. But yeah, you can see me. I guess that's good enough. You guys can hear me too. But Christ, I mean, maybe it's because of the 4G. I might turn the 4. Let's see here. Let me try and put the Wi-Fi. I might phase out just a little bit. I'm not quite sure. Um, yeah, I mean, anyway, honestly, screw it. Like it is what it is. At the end of the day, everything. Yeah. Anyway, guys, yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. This is your boy Joshua here. So I did kind of shoot out, and it's still bad quality. Whatever. Anyway, so yeah, it's been quite a while since I've honestly been here. You know, like truly, I haven't streamed for a pretty long time, and God, I'm sorry. I'm just still disappointed with this quality. This is terrible. Like I'm lagging. There's yeah. That's disappointing. But um, if anything though, like so again, as I was saying, apologizing for not being here for a while. Like I've been gone for a month. I mean, you know, I've been here for a month and I've been gone for a month and blah blah blah. You know, I'm surprised I even got any viewers for God's sake. You know, but yeah, so it's been interesting. It's definitely been interesting. Again, like yeah. So for anyone who's joining or whatever, I really apologize for this again shitty ass quality. Like I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Like I don't understand why it's so bad. Like Christ. Anyway, but guess it doesn't matter. So let's just go ahead and talk about Infinity Train. I guess you know I am so disappointed. I can't get over. I'm sorry. Anyway, so Infinity Train. First of all, I want to go ahead and mention that it was the last miniseries that, well, not technically not the last miniseries, because the last miniseries was Adventure Time Mini Stakes. I think that's what it was called. I really don't remember, to be honest, but it's that was the last one I saw. The first one that Cartoon Network aired, and I'm sure if you guys have been with me for a while, you probably wonder why I never ended up talking about the show. What was it called? Over the Garden Wall. Never talked about that show on this channel. And here's why. Here's exactly why that happened. And thank God that didn't happen this week. But what happened was that I used to be a Dish Network, or my mom used to be a Dish Network customer. We used to have Dish. And on the week that they were doing the week that they were doing the miniseries, literally Dish Network took away all my Turner channels. Literally. And so I did not have access to Cartoon Network at all throughout that week. And the worst part is, when it came back, the series finished. Like that, that, it was just awful. You know, it was like, my God, I couldn't even, you know, believe that happened. It was just so disappointing to me. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was just nuts. So it was disappointing for one, as I just said, and two, it was just like I lost all my excitement for it, and so I had that kind of fear that that was going to happen this time with the Infinity Train, because I actually missed the first two episodes. Or not the first two episodes. Technically, the first four episodes. The first two nights. I missed the first two nights. Um, and I actually ended up watching Wednesday, Thursday, and thankfully they aired all the episodes on Friday, so I was able to catch up. Of course, the last day of the mini series, and I was hearing certain things like because I follow this guy on Facebook. He runs this channel called not a channel. I think it's a YouTube channel now, but he runs this Facebook page called the rise and fall of Nickelodeon. And a lot of times he basically talks about Nickelodeon related stuff, but he also talks a lot about um, Cartoon Network related stuff as well. So, um, excuse me. So I think I saw him post a couple of things and how there was like suspense and how there was, drama and all that stuff. And so I was like, yeah, I have to watch this. I don't want this to be spoiled for me in any sense of the word. So I have to watch this, So I started, and I missed it mainly because what the hell was that? Anyway, I missed it mainly because um, I had like certain, there's like things that I was doing, like I was picking up around the house because my mom was getting some new furniture, so I was trying to clean out all of my clothes from the current dresser that I was using, so I could get upgraded from my mom's old dresser. Well, it's not old; it's new technically, because she's getting like she already got a new bed. She got like a whole new furniture set, with her bed and everything like that. So I got her hand me downs, as it say, but it upgraded my room a little bit. So I was doing a lot of stuff and trying to clean out my room, and because we're just trying to get stuff cleaned around the house, if that makes any sense. So that was the situation there. So I was kind of busy with that. But I was able to eventually see again the series Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So that was crazy. And let me tell you, wow, man, that was that was quite a show. Truthfully, man. I mean, it was insane. I don't know if I want to go into spoilers. I might try to avoid spoilers. I'm not 100% sure about that, to be quite honest with you. But it's something I'm at least thinking about. Like I uh, might excuse me, avoid spoilers altogether. I'm not 100% sure, to be quite honest, but that's kind of what I'm thinking about. I mean, if I'm sure most of you guys probably have seen it by now, so but to anybody who hasn't seen Infinity Train, I do definitely recommend you see it. Even though I might end up going into spoilers anyway, because there are a couple of things I would like to talk about. Mainly in terms of the ending, and I guess it would kind of be like maybe somewhat of a theory I have of the whole Infinity Train or anything. Not really 100% sure when it comes to that. So yeah. So with Infinity Train, it was very interesting because like when I saw the first, finally got to see the first 2 days of the episodes on Friday. There, they had the episodes where you had Tulip, who was just pretty much an unhappy child, and she wanted to go to this gaming camp, I guess, where she can make video games and such. And since her dad wasn't able to drive her because he had something else planned, she was just honestly infuriated. She was just mad at her parents, so she decided she was just gonna go on by herself, and it was like, I'm not waiting for this. I don't need you. Blah blah blah. And you could tell that there was something going on there. And then she ended up getting on the train, and she met I forgot it. I forgot. I don't really remember all the characters' names. To be honest, in fact, I'm on the computer anyway, so I might as well look it up. Infinity. But it was, when you first see the episode, she gets into the train. She doesn't really know where she is and all that kind of stuff. It was, first of all, I would like to say, if anything, because I shouldn't really be going into full details of every single episode, because I'm not going to do that. But first of all, the show's visuals were fantastic. Really, I mean, the different trains and the different ideas that they were able to come up with all the different trains was truly just fantastic, really. And like, honestly, throughout the entire series, when I was watching it and seeing all of these different train selections that they were going into, there was a big part of me, because I was also thinking about how, like, oh, well, she's going to game camp and she's trying to make video games, and she has made a game, basically, and now she's trying to make more games. That's why she was going to what you call it, going to the game to the game camp. But when I was watching the series and just seeing, again, all the different trains she was going through, what I was thinking was going to happen was that I was just, the whole time in my head, I was like, oh, you know what? I know what's going to happen at the end. She's going to go to she's going to go to camp. She's going to make the game, and all the levels is going to be based off of what she just experienced. Like the first train, technically it might have been the second train, where it was kind of just like a whole empty room, but she was able to make things with all these blocks and everything like that. And there would be like a certain type of boss they would have to defeat, or the next one, or maybe not the next one. I can't really go into order, but the ones where, oh, you're in a world where dogs rule, and there's a dog king, and everybody in this universe is a dog, and all that kind of stuff. Then there was another one where it was just like all crystals, and she had to find a way how to get out of the of that said world, and she had to find, which I thought was a very interesting episode. Not just because, and I know I'm kind of digressing right now, but not just because of the fact that it was, she had to find like something within her that I guess really spoke to her. I guess like true feelings to try to get out of the actual of that train. Which was definitely a nice moment to the show. But what was interesting was they, I don't know what the name of that song is. It was definitely, it's a popular song. I can't, not bird's the word. Maybe that might be the name of the song. I'm not sure. Word Up. There you go. Northwestern Railway. You got me. Yes. Word Up. That was the song. I was like, what? I was like, hold on a second. They're singing that song. It was crazy. Like, it's always interesting when I see any cartoon use songs that are definitely well known, whether they were on the radio or whatever. Kind of like, for example, SpongeBob. SpongeBob recently came out with an episode. I think it was probably like a month or a couple of months ago. And they had this, there was an episode where SpongeBob broke his alarm clock, right? And he was trying to make some other alarm clocks to wake him up, but none of them were working. Then he came up with one where, like, even if he was still asleep, that he would be able to still do his job and everything. And it was interesting because when you listen to that montage of when he when the alarm clock went off and everything was basically helping him get dressed and going to the Krusty Krab and eventually working on the station, it was funny because, like, when I listened to the music that they were using, which was composed by, of course, the team, I noticed, like, this is music that they were using, that they use on the Looney Tunes, right? I think it was called like Powerhouse or something. I think that's Powerhouse music, something like that. But excuse me. But that was definitely the music that they were using in the SpongeBob episode. And it was just very, I don't know why I'm so blurry right now. There we go. But yeah, it was very, very funny to me, honestly. But yeah, again, when I heard Tulip sing that song "Word Up," I was like, and they were playing the music with it too. It wasn't just her singing a cappella; they had the track and everything. I was like, wow, that was definitely a big surprise, if anything else. Um, and mind you, I'm not reading off any notes here. I probably should be reading off some notes, but I'm just kind of winging it, to be honest. Um, and it's kind of hot in here. I probably should have a cup of water, ice cold water, right next to me because it's yeah. If you guys know, it's California. California gets hot in the summer, so yeah. I don't know what else to tell you, but that's California weather for you. Um, okay, so let's see what else. So yeah, I was talking. So that was an interesting episode. But yeah, again, when I was watching all of this, I was just thinking, this is gonna be her game. She's going to eventually create, maybe not like say Infinity Train type of game or something, but it's going to be inspired by Infinity Train. That's what I was thinking was gonna happen, and who knows? That's probably what she's gonna end up doing. I don't think we're ever gonna know, but that's what I assume she would end up doing. Like, and it would make sense because when you really think about it, the worlds that she was going through or the train she was going through, definitely was definitely would make interesting game levels. In fact, the series would make an interesting game. Like, let's really, really think about it. If this was a game, it probably would be a big hit. I'm not gonna lie. Um, yeah, so it was definitely interesting. You had a couple of the characters. I'm trying to come up with their names right now. Um, you had Atticus. That was the dog, I think. Was it? Yes. And you had Glad One and Sad One. Was it One One? Right. That was her name. One One. He was. It took me. I'm not gonna lie. It took me a while to realize that One One was two in one. Like, I'm not gonna lie, because like I didn't even fully notice like the different voices, if that makes any sense. Like, I didn't notice that, like, oh, the happy one sounded a little bit, he kind of sounded, I don't know if it was just me, but he sounded a little British. And then the other one was definitely like monotone and sad, and it kind of took me a little bit of a while to realize that it was two, just connected into one. So it was definitely very interesting. And he tried finding his mother all of these years. I mean, well, not all these years, but the whole time. So it was definitely like just very, very, very interesting. Um, and then which one was Corgi? I don't remember which one Corgi was, because Atticus clearly was the dog. So who was Corgi? I can't. Or he was okay. What? So who the hell was Atticus? I could have sworn. Yes. Okay. Okay. I'm confused. All right. You know what? I'm not even looking at like a character list right now. Um, it's just like list that Google says. Yes. These are the characters of blah blah blah. Um, yeah. But anyway, that's trying to get a character list. There we go. That's better. But yeah, man. I mean, for Infinity Train, I honestly was not expecting it to be as dark as it was. Like, I really was not expecting it not just to be as dark as it was, but to be as deep as it was, because it from the pilot you saw, all we gathered was she was on this train trying to get off, and she met the Atticus, and Atticus joins her on her journey to get off the train. That's basically the second or third episode technically that aired with introduction to Atticus. That was basically the pilot. I think they might have added something to the actual episode itself. Not sure. I haven't seen the pilot in a long time, so I can't really comment on whether there was a lot of differences or if it was almost exactly the same. But I don't know. Um, but yeah, I was honestly like, when you see the pilot and when see some of the commercials and stuff, you wouldn't expect such a dark and a pretty deep show. Like, you were just expecting an epic adventure in a way, which it was. It definitely was, but it delved so deep into Tulip's character, and we got to see why she was so upset, why she was, kind of like done with her parents and everything like that. And, because when you really think about it, I don't think we see a lot of shows where it deals with kids and divorced parents. Like, especially for kids cartoons. I don't think we really see a lot of that. Not to my recollection. Like, a lot of times, sometimes we'll just see single household, or we'll see a mother and a dad, and occasionally we'll see two dads and two mothers, i.e. Clarence and Loud House with Clyde. But we generally don't really see much about divorced parents and how that deals with kids, or how kids deal with that. Because, I thought, if anything, that definitely was realistic with how they portrayed Tulip, and, how she had to deal with the with divorce. Because, she was pretty much very happy with almost everything that was going on. But then, there was just not some good vibes going on between her parents, and they started getting further apart, and I guess she didn't like that they kept fighting, and then they were going to get a divorce, and she just wasn't happy about that at all. And she also started blaming herself, and I mean, that's something that kids really do go through. I mean, I don't know how many kids actually truly go through that with divorced parents, if they actually blame themselves for why their parents are not getting along and why they're splitting up. You never know, really. I mean, I haven't met somebody, a kid, or any of my friends that has been in a situation where their parents have gotten divorced, and or how they felt about it. But, I'm just thinking somewhat in logistics here, and, like, also in stories that I've heard, like, that's kind of just the stuff that I would assume that kids go through. And, again, I've heard through it before, so it would somewhat make sense. That's what we kind of delve, I guess, a little bit into Tulip's character. And not just that, but it was also a whole thing where she just didn't want to accept it, and because she didn't want to accept it, she was, pretty much mad. She was mad at them, any wrong, so it was definitely very, very interesting. In fact, might as well read up on Tulip Olsen's character, just so I can give you guys a description, because, again, I'm honestly kind of going off the bat right now, and some of the stuff that I have, like, it's kind of a jumbled mess, I guess, if guess you can say. Like, I can't really come up with a cohesive. I mean, well, I don't know. I'm kind of all over the place because it's hot. But and also, before I continue, I'm pretty sure some of you guys are probably wondering as to why I didn't do a video. And I was really thinking about doing a video for Infinity Train. That was the plan. I was gonna make a script, or I was just gonna film right after I finished watching the series. Obviously I didn't do that, and I kept saying, oh man, I really think, I could make this video, I could type something, blah, blah, blah. I think it would have just been better, but honestly, I kind of just felt like doing a stream. I was like, screw it, why not? Because I haven't done a stream in a while. So, I kind of thought this would be, I guess, is the next best thing. And not only that, though, but seeing as how I never started on a script and whatnot, I was kind of like, you know what? I think, if anything, just stream it. Because I didn't want to wait a bit too long to keep this video from coming out. So, I mean, it's not like I didn't have the time to do it, because, like, I have a lot of free time on my hands. So honestly, like, when you really think about it, there's not really much of an excuse as to why I'm not making videos on YouTube. I have a lot of time on my hands, as I said. It's just the fact that I just don't do it. I mean, it's partially probably because like I don't really know what to do with this YouTube channel because like I'm not really all that full, all that deep into the reviews and stuff. So, I mean, shoot, even like Amphibia, like I've seen a couple of episodes and I haven't seen enough to really, and if I have to see more episodes, I really do have to start from the beginning or, at least try to catch up with it. But, I just, excuse me, I just like, I want to review that, but I haven't really gotten to it. And again, it might not end up happening. I really don't know. I hate to say that, but it's unfortunately possible. But yeah, I mean that's kind of the situation there, if that makes any sense. Oh crap! I didn't even realize that Tulip was 12 years old. Like, honestly, when I saw Tulip, she doesn't look like she was 12. Looked like she was maybe 13 or 14. So that was a tiny bit. And not only that, but she kind of sounds older than 12 years old. Like, let's be real, she sounded much older than 12 years old. So not that it was a problem. It's just I would not have expected her to be 12, but that actually makes a whole lot more sense because if she was a teenager, like if she was like 15, 16, or 17 years old, she would definitely be deemed as very childish with the way she was acting throughout the series. But, I mean, and even so, with the way she was acting, she still was a bit more grown up or acted a bit more grown up than the average 12-year-old. So it definitely was interesting. Let's see. So, because I kind of want to get more. Oh yeah, that was another thing about. Well, I'll just read anyway. Tulip is intelligent for her age. With the show's creator, Owen stated that she has advanced 12-year-old logic. She is easily frustrated, getting very annoyed when things don't go her way. Though she has her bouts of selfishness, she is not averse in giving a helping hand when the situation is dire, as we've seen in the series. A large portion of Tulip's selfishness nature comes from her obsessive want to escape the train, decipher what the number on her hand means, and return to her normal life. Oftentimes, Tulip will turn her head on a situation which won't further her in her goals, making her seem very tunnel visioned. Aha! So that explains a lot. I'm not 100% sure if that was really explained well enough in the series because I didn't really. I mean, well, for her being 12 years old and being high intellectual, like again, I didn't think she was 12. She looked, and comment put in the comments if you thought she was 12 or if you thought she was older because again, like the way they portrayed her in the series, you would not have really expected, to that she was 12. You would have thought that she was like maybe 14 or 15 with the way that she was acting in the series. But in a way, again, with how they say in her personality that she is very intelligent and has an advanced 12-year-old knowledge, but I can't fully say that I actually ended up seeing that in the series or at the very least, like I think they made it pretty vague. Like, I just assumed that, so that's kind of where I'm coming from. I think they could have maybe tried to explain a bit more about who she was and all that stuff. All I knew at the beginning of the first episode was that she was going to camp and her parents were divorced and she was angry and she likes eating raw onions. She likes eating raw onions. Who the hell likes to eat raw onions? Whole, I mean. Shoot, I mean, I only eat raw onions when I put them in salads or like in a sandwich or something, but just a whole bulb of onion and just taking a huge bite of it? No, I can't do that. I've seen certain people do these mukbangs, right? Or mukbangs, whatever the hell it's called. I don't know why I've been watching those damn things lately. Like, I don't know. But I've seen a couple of people just taking a big bite of a bulb of onion, and I'm like, what the hell are you guys doing? It was crazy. So But yeah, but that's kind of an interesting character trait to give somebody, that they just like eating onions. I'm not 100% sure why they did that, and I'm also not quite sure what that means, but that probably is something that could possibly be explained more. I don't think I'm gonna read all of that, but you know that I kind of just want to get more of an understanding of like who she is and everything. Let me go quick to some of the comments here. Maybe all the way up to the top. What is the longest you haven't uploaded? Yeah, Pokemon Gamer says, what is the longest you haven't uploaded? Longest I haven't uploaded, I think, was probably about 4 months. You know, like it's been a very long time since that happened, and I would rather not wait that long, and I'm still not uploading videos between each month, which is insane. I gotta stop doing that, but again, I'm just not 100% sure what I really want to do on this channel, and you know, there's certain things I guess you could say I'd like to do, but then at the same time, I don't want to feel like I'm just copying other channels because oh, it's popular at the time. You know, so it's not easy. It's not easy. So, you know, but those are kind of the only things I can think about right now. And you know, I'm not really doing much on my vlog channel because I haven't really vlogged for a while. I'm not sure if I ever showed you guys my new camera, but this is the camera I got. You know, it's a Nikon D3200, and so takes some really good photos and a very good footage. So I mean, if you guys have seen the videos I posted on my vlog channel, and you definitely would see like the kind of quality that this camera can really put out. So I would love to use it for this channel, but I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, let's continue with Menchi Guevara, I think, says, "Do you miss regular show?" I don't know, to be honest. Like, here's the weird thing with me and regular show. I think it was like the first 2 seasons I was a vivid fan of regular show, but then after, like, I guess season 3, I kind of just fell out with it. Like, I just didn't watch it all that much. And I don't know if it was because I just thought that it just felt the same to me, or I would just not all that interested. I don't know. It's kind of the same thing with me and Steven Universe. Like, I was interested at the show at some point, but then, like, after, what, maybe season 3 or season 4, I'm not sure, I just lost interest in watching Steven Universe. I don't know why. I can't really explain it. And maybe a part of it could be is for some reason I might not even like the character Steven anymore. I don't know. Do not take my word for it. I really have no idea. But like, you know, I just haven't really been watching the series that much and don't really care for it that much anymore. And you know, they got the new movie coming out in like a couple of weeks, I think. And I'm not really all that interested in watching it, to be honest. So I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of just how it is, if that makes any sense. But anyway, continue on with Leia Zeta says, "Can you do a review on Shimmer and Shine and Rainbow Butterfly Unicorn Kitty?" First of all, with Shimmer and Shine, I don't think I'm ever gonna do a review of that show. I've seen it a couple of times, and it's good. It's good. You know, it's whatever. It's a preschool show. What do you expect? I could talk about the new season of The Lion Guard because holy crap is that guy. I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but just with some of the video clips I've seen online and the trailer for season 3 of The Lion Guard, I was like, oh my god. How is this show a Disney Junior program? You know, like I was just surprised with like some of the things they were pulling off with the show. Like, I'm not gonna tell you about it if I ever make a video. I mean, if I might not, but I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna try to catch up on that one because it's just got very epic. Yeah. Anyway, but Rainbow Butterfly and Unicorn Kitty, I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm not sure if I'm ever gonna make a full video about it. I don't know, but I cannot sit through an episode of that garbage. I can't. I'm sorry. The animation's not good. The voice acting is hit and miss, I guess. The characters are not really that likable. It's just fluff. It's fluff. That's what I'm gonna call it. I just can't stand that show, to be honest. Like, it's just annoying. It sucks because the character at least looks, cute. And not just that, but I cannot be the only one that can see or believe that it might be somewhat of a ripoff of uh I don't I can't even come up with a name. Lego Unicorn? I don't know. What's the name? It's a show on Cartoon Network that's based off of no, Unikitty. There we go. Unikitty. I cannot be the only one that thinks that show, Rainbow Butterfly and Unicorn Kitty, is somewhat of a ripoff of Unicorn Kitty. Unikitty. I can't be the only one that thinks that because, first of all, Unikitty's pink and a unicorn and everything. Rainbow Butterfly Unicorn Kitty, mostly pink, mostly a unicorn, I guess. Or shit, I don't know. Honestly, I do not give a damn. But, she also somehow has a sidekick who also happens to be a blue dog. I mean, hello. I don't think Unikitty has a blue dog character, but still, pink, blue. I mean, the parallels are kind of just right there. Obviously it's not the same show, of course, but I just see way too many similarities to it. It was the same with what was it called? Was it what called One Kingdom? It was the same with Star versus the Forces of Evil, and I think it was called One Kingdom. It was a show that everybody was talking about on Nickelodeon, how it was a complete ripoff of Star versus the Forces of Evil. And it was a girl that came from another universe where she's a princess and she's in the real world. Hello, it's the same story. Obviously they did their story, but worse, and certain differences, but so I don't know. Yeah. So, long story short, with Rainbow Butterfly and Unicorn Kitty, I don't think I'm going to do a review of that. I just can't watch an episode. I just can't sit through an episode of that. I've tried. Trust me, I've tried. I can't do it. Surprisingly, though, the one show that I can't, and I know we're getting off on a tangent, I just wanted to catch up on some of the comments. But excuse me. But one of the shows that I surprisingly can sit through, and honestly I think should be on Nick Jr., is 44 Cats. I can sit through that. I don't think the show's terrible, but it's weird. Animation's not bad. The only thing it really has for it is that the characters are very cute, except for the fat cat. He gets on my nerves. I don't like him. He obviously he's supposed to be the silly comedic cat of the group, I guess. But he's more annoying than he is funny, if that makes any sense. I don't think I'm gonna do a video about that either, but it's possible. I don't know. Okay, let's continue here. Jessica says, do you think cartoons and anime is dead? Did you know that Nickelodeon is starting to show games and reality TV show? I don't think that cartoon is dead. Cartoons are dead, and anime certainly is not dead. I mean, do you see the fans of anime? They're huge, and not just that. If you ever go to California in the first weekend of July and you go to the Anime Expo, you will know for certain anime is not dead. No, it is crowded as hell in there. Every time I go there, it's crowded. My friend Javon, he went to go to the Anime Expo this year, and I didn't go because I couldn't afford it because financially I am not doing so good. But yeah, so I was talking to him, talking about hey, how was Anime Expo on the first day? And I think he said he was waiting for 4 or 6 was it like 6 hours, I think? I might be over exaggerating on that one. But he said he was waiting for a long, long time just to get inside of the convention. And he already had his badge too. And it was just a mess. So anime, by all senses of the word, is not dead. Trust me, it's not dead. Let's see. I'm gonna continue on. Remember that time Nick stole fan art for a commercial? I didn't really know that happened. I don't think I've seen. I might have seen a video on it. I don't remember, but if so, that is honestly shady. Maybe they just thought, well, we own SpongeBob, so we own everything that happens with SpongeBob. I don't know. Honestly, Nickelodeon still somewhat of a shady channel, even after Sima left, whatever her name is. But yeah. Continuing here. Okay, so Northwestern Railway says, "Oh man, that divorce storyline could have actually really helped me as a kid." I was wondering because, like, again, throughout the series, and he also said something else. I'll get to that comment in a second. But throughout the series of Infinity Train, you know, like there was this one episode actually, which was very interesting, where Tulip had to watch this tape, and it was basically her memories. And it was essentially all of her childhood memories, but it was tampered with. She remembered certain things, but, you know, it was shown to her much happier, if that makes any sense. It was like, you know, her parents were very happy together. They had a very good time at, like, a dolphin show or something like that, and they were eating dinner, and they were like a very happy family and all that kind of stuff. And then she actually started to remember, no, that was not what it was. I actually had, you know, parents were happy with each other and blah blah blah, and, you know, she kind of broke herself out of that memory. And, you know, she saw, like, how she truly reacted to certain things, and, you know, and started kind of reminiscing just, you know, I guess how bad things are, how bad things truly were. And it was interesting because, like, the, what was the character's name? It was a cat character. I can't think, oh, I guess it was just called the Cat. Okay. But yeah, and not only that, her and the conductor, mainly, she was doing it mainly because the conductor was wanting that to happen, but the conductor was, you know, trying to just erase, you know, change her memories and say, I'm giving you these happy memories and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, he was trying to change, I guess, the way she viewed the memories or of stuff that happened. Maybe trying to make her happy or trying to make her forget everything that was going on. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure about that. But it was definitely a very, very, very interesting episode. I can definitely tell you that. And again, as I said before, like, the fact that it's a kid going through parents that have, you know, that have divorced each other, you know, it's very interesting to see stuff from the kid's point of view. Like, how do kids feel when their parents get divorced? Are they upset at themselves? Are they, you know, upset at the parents and stuff like that? Because when you really think about it, divorce is hard on everyone. You know, it's not just hard on the parents, you know, the couple, but it's also hard on the kids because you have, you know, first of all, you got the kids who love both of you unconditionally, mom and father, and then you see that they're splitting, and one of them, most likely the dad, you're not going to be able to see for a while, or not going to see as often as you used to. Your whole life is going to change because of that, and, you know, I mean, shoot, actually, I know somebody. I might not really, let's just say I know somebody. I don't want to, not expose them, you know, that's not the right word to say, but if anything, I don't want to, you know, say, oh, hey, this person's parents got divorced. No, I'll just say I know somebody, actually, that their parents, I think I know two people. What the heck am I talking? Okay. Anyway, I know a couple of people, actually, where their parents are divorced, and I don't think they really been all that affected by it, and I think one of them, their parents were divorced before they were born or something, or I really don't know, to be honest. But so it's always interesting to see kind of like how kids deal with divorce and all that kind of stuff. So it's definitely very, I guess, if that makes any sense, interesting. So the fact that they, went there for a kids show is definitely pretty cool. And I like when Cartoon Network does these sorts of shows when you really think about it. Because, Nickelodeon certainly doesn't. I mean, they kind of used to with Hello Arnold. I mean, excuse me? Hello Arnold. Hey Arnold. Christ. Again, it's hot. I'm blanking out here. But yeah, like with Hey Arnold, even though they weren't divorced or anything, as far as I'm concerned, but there was like some deep subjects that they were, experiencing and talking about throughout, you know, Hey Arnold, and so and it seems like they've done that way more back in the day when they would kind of focus on. I mean, obviously these shows would still be comedic and fun to watch and yada yada yada, but they would have some deeper meanings into them. Whereas some of the newer shows nowadays, not so much. Not all of them, obviously, but there's definitely some that just doesn't. It's just a show where, hey, let's make the kids laugh with these dumb jokes and just put them in front of the television so they can be distracted by something. That's what it feels like sometimes. Yeah, but anyway, let me move on. Northwestern Railway said, wait, she's 12, huh? Thought she was like a 15-year-old, but either way, yeah. I mean, again, I literally thought that Tulip was like 15 or 16 with the way she sounded and the way she acted. I don't think they ever really mentioned her age in the series, not to my knowledge. At the very least, I don't remember because I only saw the whole series once. They only aired it once, so unless they aired it another time and I didn't see it, I don't know. But excuse me. But yeah, I would not have expected her to be 12. Again, with the way she was acting, the way she sounded, yeah, she just seemed a lot. She seemed like 3 or 4 years older than she actually is. So that's very interesting. Well, Luigi and Browser Jr. says, have you seen Rocko's Modern Life, Static Cling, and Invader Zim Enter the Florpus? No, I have not. I haven't seen. I'm not really rushing to see Rocko's Modern Life because that was not in my childhood. I wasn't one of those 90s babies or whatever that grew up with that show. And in fact, I don't think I ever seen that show, to be honest with you. Invader Zim, that's going to be one that I am going to be more inclined to wanting to see because I actually grew up with that show. That was a show that I definitely watched as a kid. And so that probably will be a show I'll watch. I could, honestly, I might watch it tonight. I don't know. And if I do, might do another stream or I might do a video. No promises. That's the only thing I can say, but it's definitely possible. Let's continue. I'm gonna see if there's any other questions here. Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader was renewed by Nick LOL, and they're also showing American Ninja Warrior from NBC. Yeah, that, and also it was Emo and Inuyasha who said that. Yeah, that was definitely an interesting choice. Like, honestly, I used to watch Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader when I was younger, but now I kind of really don't care about it, to be honest. It's like, whatever. And not only that, but American Ninja Warrior, I barely watched that show. I used to watch it a little bit, but not much, so doesn't really do much for me. But even so, like, when I recently saw the commercials for them airing American Ninja Warrior, I was like, that's interesting. Why exactly are they airing American Ninja Warrior? Like, that was a little strange to me. Like, it's not to say it doesn't make sense, but it's more so the fact that it's just, again, it's just strange. I don't know what else to say. But anyway, let's continue. One Mikey 19 says, I know you're not big on preschool shows. Not kind of right, but you're kind of not on that one. But what are your thoughts on Butterbean's Cafe? It's a cute show. It's kind of it. that's kind of I haven't really watched it all that much. But the biggest thing that sticks out to me is it's adorable. Like literally, like almost every character except for the main villain, whatever her name is. Um, they're cute. It's crazy. You know, it's like it's a bowl of cuteness, and that's all I can say. Um, yeah, that's kind of all I can say about it. But yeah, I like it. I kind of watch it every now and then. That's mainly when it's like 11 o'clock at night and they air it at 11 o'clock. Yeah, they air it at like 10:30 and 11 o'clock, and I'm like, it's nothing else much to watch. Might as well click on that. It's like whatever. I don't really even care. But anyway, Northwestern says, yeah, I see that the final season of Lion Guard trailer. Nice to see preschool shows not treating their target audience like trash, and since of early model series, Thomas and Friends and all that stuff. Yeah, I do definitely think that it is interesting with where they're going with in the Lion Guard. Again, I think that's a show that really should just have been on regular Disney Channel. You know, because again, when you see how season 3 is, it's like the characters are grown. Not Simba, Kion, gonna spoil this for you, screw it. He has a scar now. The dude's been bitten. He has a scar, and I'm like, what? And oh no, the keen of sight. The dude's blind now. The dude is freaking blind now. What the heck? Because he got poisoned by a volcanic ash and he can't see anymore. Well, he can see a little bit, but not as much, so he doesn't fly anymore. He's just riding on the back of Bestie. And I'm like, dude, this is a kid's show? I'm like, it's preschool kids? Like, what? You know, that was the part that just really got me surprised throughout all of this. I'm like, dang. You know, it's kind of dark, but hey, I applauded for it. I applauded. That's all I can say. But anyway, last comments and questions, and then I'll continue talking about the show. Do you think that Disney Channel at some point will have to show reality TV shows? I don't think so. I'm not sure. I honestly really don't know because I don't watch Disney Channel anymore. Like, all their shows besides, Amphibia, which I think is still airing on Disney Channel. I mean, I've seen it on Disney XD as well, but hopefully they don't give it that treatment and keep it on Disney Channel. But besides Amphibia, I think that's kind of the only show worth watching. And I mean, Andy Mack ended. I never really watched Andy Mack. Wasn't really my thing. Didn't care for it. I knew the guy. I mean, I've only met him once, but the guy who originally played the father in Andy Mack. I actually got to meet him before he was even in the show, which was cool. And then last year it was revealed that he was trying to, I guess, hook up with a 13-year-old girl or boy or something while they were filming up in I don't know where. And that was definitely discouraging. It's like, I mean, I still don't want to believe it. Definitely still don't want to believe that, but that's yeah, that's screwy. That's all I can really say. It's very screwy. But anyway, and then the last one is: have you ever watched Hamtaro? And by Waluigi and Browser Jr. says, have you ever watched Hamtaro? Yes, I watched Hamtaro when I was a kid. Loved that show. It was one of my favorites. If they were ever to bring it back, hopefully they don't screw it up, and hopefully it would be good, you know, like, it was definitely a part of my childhood. Already been going on for almost an hour? Jesus. And again, sorry for the shitty-ass quality. It's the only thing I can say. So, yeah. And, have you ever seen Aqua Teen Hunger Force? I don't watch that show much anymore. I mean, I don't think it airs anymore, but I used to watch it when I was a kid. Because, you know, I would stay up at night and watch Adult Swim sometimes, and you know, obviously watching it on the lookout because I didn't want my mom catching me watch Adult Swim. But yeah, I used to watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force a couple of times, and you know, it was a show that I enjoyed as a child. So it's very interesting. And the last comment: DuckTales and Amphibia are the only things going on. Everything else now just exists. Pretty much. I mean, DuckTales doesn't. No, DuckTales kind of does air on Disney Channel, but mostly on Disney XD, if anything else. But yeah, that's true. I mean, I think those are probably the only good shows that Disney's coming out with right now. And with the way Disney is going, I'm disappointed. Really disappointed. As much as I like Disney, I am very disappointed. You know, like, especially with The Lion King. I have not seen The Lion King yet. I have not seen The Lion King yet. But hearing that it is almost 100% identical to the 1994 cartoon version, animated version, I should say, it gets me annoyed. It gets me really annoyed because it's like, you could have done something new. You could have added certain new things, like maybe don't make this one into a musical, because clearly these animals that do not emote, singing doesn't work. It clearly doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. Whether they sing or talk, it doesn't work. and then there's Northwestern just said it succeeded in the box office. That hurts my heart. Yeah, seeing as how it made billions of dollars at the box office and it's exceeded the original. Yeah, I'm not happy about that. I am not happy about that. I'm being serious. I am not happy about that. Like, the original is way better than this one, hands down. And like, the live action version is going to be one that people are going to forget about. And we're going to continue going to the original because the originals are just better. Like, has there ever been any live action Disney remake that's ever been better than the original? As to my knowledge, no. So, yeah, and honestly, I refuse to watch these, to be honest. Like, if anybody, like, gets a free, no, not a free copy, let's not say that, but, like, if I were to go to a hotel, and they decided to air that movie for, like, because sometimes these hotels have, like, these movie nights, and they air it, like, at the pool with this inflatable screen. I've done those before. If that happens anytime I go out to, like, say, Orlando or Hawaii or whatever, or even Las Vegas, and they air that movie, then sure, I'll see it, because I'm not paying for it. So, but I just refuse to give these movies money. Unless the movie is just so good to where it's like, okay, I might really need to check this out in the theaters. I don't know. But either way, I refuse. I refuse to see these movies, So, yeah, but when I see that The Lion King is doing so well for a movie that just copy-pasted everything from the animated version just with updated graphics, even removing certain scenes is like just a slap in the face, and I've seen a couple of scenes in the movie, and I'm like, it's just not impressive. Timon and Pumbaa, however, made me laugh on a couple of occasions when I saw these clips on YouTube. And that's the only good thing I can say about... Well, the visuals are pretty good from what I can see. I will say that. The visuals are really, really, really good. But I wish they still made these characters have emotion. Because it just doesn't work. It doesn't work when these characters cannot emote. So that's all I can really say. But anyway, Emo and Inuyasha. I'm supposed to be talking about Infinity Train. I mean, Infinity Train and stuff. So I guess it's not really out of the question. But anyway, I'm gonna get back to it very soon. But I'm trying to catch up with these comments. So Emo and Inuyasha says, yeah, like, how do we even view Stitch in live action Lilo and Stitch? Yeah, that's my question. Like, how the hell are they gonna do Lilo and Stitch live? Like, how are they going to do Stitch? Like, that's something I'm fearful about. And not only that, I'm pretty convinced they are not going to make this movie any better than the freaking original. It's not going to happen. They haven't done it with any of the other ones. I don't think they're going to make Lilo and Stitch any better for the live-action remake. And I'm not 100% sure if they're going to do that with Mulan either. I mean, it's possible. Very possible. Because they're actually doing something different with that one. But... Disney 2019, I don't know. Do not have big expectations for it. That's all I can say. And they're making a live-action Aristocats movie. They're also making a live-action Lady and the Tramp movie. One of my all-time favorite Disney classics, and they're making a remake of that one. I don't know how to feel about it. I most likely ain't going to see it because it's going to Disney Plus, and I am not paying for that. Yeah, I'm just not really looking. I don't really care for it. I'm done with these live action remakes. It's just way too many coming out right now, and they announced even more throughout Comic-Con, and so I'm just like, I'm done with Disney movies for a long time. Unless it's animated. If it's animated, fine, but any of their remakes, live action remakes, screw them. I'm not dealing with it. Any thoughts on a released live action Kim Possible? Nostalgia Critic reviewed that. It's bad. Do I really need to say more? It's bad. It's not. It's really not a good movie. I will at least say that the person who played Ron Stoppable, I thought he was pretty good. Again, he was somebody. Well, I can't say again because the video that I posted about Kim Possible was taken down because I used the theme song footage, not the song, but the the footage of the theme song, and Disney took that down. So screw you. But yeah, like I thought the person who played Ron was good, and the person who played Ron actually played Jeff and Clarence. But he sounded like Ron, and he kind of acted like Ron. Ron was drawn weird, not drawn, but written weird. I don't think you can really say that any of the characters in the movie was actually like really any of the characters that you saw in the cartoon, maybe except for Draken and Shigo. Their dynamic was still somewhat the same, even though they kind of butchered. The writers somewhat butchered those characters too, but yeah, it just wasn't really good. And not just that though, but I already knew the freaking twist. Like when they showed Athena, I think that was her name, the girl in the purple suit. I knew that she was the bad guy. I just knew it. It did not surprise me in the slightest. When I saw her talking to them, be like, I did my deal and blah, blah, blah. I'm going to crack Kim Possible. I was like, I knew it. I called it. It was obvious. And she's now friends with them. It's like, no freaking surprise there. Like, you know, it was insane. Anyway, well, Disney XD in the US will be turning into Marvel HQ. I heard it happening in India. Got turned into Marvel, or do you mean Marvel? Jessica Schmollman, you mean Marvel HQ or something? I don't know. I don't think it will. I haven't heard anything about that. And you know, so I probably not. Hope not, because we have way too much Marvel right now. Northwestern Railway, what's next? A Goofy? No, do not give them ideas. They will do it. And you want to see Goofy in live action, it will be creepy. Don't give them ideas. Let's see. Well, at least, we have Toy Story 4 at least. Yeah, I guess. I didn't really watch that movie. Didn't really particularly care for it. And I heard, you know, Woody did something at the end of the movie that I'm not going to spoil if you guys haven't seen it. And I kind of didn't really agree with that decision he made, considering that, you know, with all the other 3 movies, you know, it kind of, I don't know. I just didn't really agree with, you know, because I had that spoiled for me, but I was like, you know, the decision he made at the end of the 4th movie, I was like, I can't really say I agree with it. Can't say I like it either. So, yeah. Not only that, but there could possibly be a 5th movie. And I'm like, can we move on? There's not another story to tell. It should have ended at 3. It could have ended at 2. Then they decided to have a 3rd movie. And I was like, okay, that's fine. 3rd movie was good. Great. It ended the trilogy perfectly. But they decided to have a 4th one. And it was like, well, shit. So it was, you know, so it's like, okay. But now they're planning on having a 5th movie, I guess, or it's a possibility, and I'm not happy about that. It's like, can we just move on? Just let the series die, and, you know, just let it be nostalgic that Toy Story even exists or anything. Don't just stop. Anyway, continuing here. Also, why didn't they focus on Ron and Kim's relationship like they did in the final season? Because at that time, I think when they did the movie, at that time, Kim and Ron was not in a relationship. That would have to happen, like, maybe in the 2nd or 3rd, if they were to come out with the 3rd movie, God forbid. But if they were to do that, it would have to happen maybe in the 3rd movie or something. But at the time, like I guess they were freshmen or something. They weren't together. In the first few seasons, they weren't together. It was like the last couple of seasons they were, they became a thing. So they weren't going to just jump straight to that, in the movies. So it's understandable. All I have to say is at least Pixar is thriving. Yeah, Pixar with I think the new movie's called Onward, I believe, and there's another movie I think they're coming out with. They're trying to come out with that's called Spirit. I think it's called Spirit. And we don't really know much about it now, but yeah, they're coming out with some original ideas. Something that the Walt Disney Movie Studios is not doing, but yeah, I think Pixar is doing a lot better than they were in the past few years. So that's interesting. Um, Email Indiana said, "I say no. There will not be no 5. Let's end the Toy Story trilogy. Well, now it's a quadrilogy, if that makes any sense." Yeah, and then he just said Viacom owns, not you, but Waluigi and Bowser Jr. said Viacom owns Garfield now. I'm not making that up. Yeah, sure. That's not really something I can say I care about, to be fully honest with you. But to your comment on, I say there will be no 5, I guess we can hope for that, but this is Disney. Do not be surprised if they milk the hell out of it. I mean, Christ, they've already milked the hell out of Frozen, and I like the movie, but I'm annoyed with the movie. Anytime I go to Disneyland, which is barely any time anymore because it's so freaking expensive, but I watch a lot of their, like, nighttime shows on YouTube nowadays, and anytime I hear even a hint of Let It Go or Love is an Open Door in these shows, I instantly get annoyed. It's like, damn it! It's like, stop. It's like I just, like I'm just annoyed with Frozen. I'm really annoyed with Frozen. Funny thing is, I'm gonna end up seeing the musical when it comes to LA. I mean, again, I like the movie, I like the story, but I'm just annoyed with it. I'm still gonna see the musical when it comes here. I don't think I'm gonna see the second movie. And also, in regards to the second movie, there's been so many people that are talking about how, like, ooh, Elsa's gonna get a girlfriend in the second movie, and it's like, that was never confirmed. It was definitely never confirmed, and we don't know if that's ever gonna happen or not. And honestly, I don't know. I probably would somewhat rather they don't. I mean, I would much rather it be a new character that they add, or not new. Well, yeah, new character they add, or a new franchise where, sure, the prince is probably gay, or the princess is a lesbian, or whatever. Honestly, I don't freaking care. I don't watch these movies for the sexuality of the characters, or even for the romance. I don't. I really do not give a damn about any of those things. So that's all I can really say about it. That's all I am going to say, because if I say some other things, it could definitely be construed among certain people that are going to be like, oh, he's homophobic, he's this, he's that. And I'm going to be careful, because it's 2019 and people are batshit crazy now. That's all I can say. Emo Inuyasha said, oh god, like I gave my middle finger to Frozen 2 trailer. I didn't think the Frozen 2 trailer was bad. It's just, I really don't care. Yes, whatever. Jessica Shulman said their YouTube and app is called Male, I don't know. I can't pronounce that. Something HQ. Okay, so I guess maybe only in India. Who knows? It really depends, I guess, on region sometimes. Oh yeah, Nemo India just said, I'm so happy Bubble Guppies is getting a season 5 and a new Guppy character. That was really surprising to me when I heard that Bubble Guppies, which ended like a couple of... Okay, so it was Marvel HQ. That's what I thought. But yeah, it was definitely interesting. Like, the show ended in, like, what? Ended 2016? Did Bubble Guppies end in 2016, 15? I don't know. But the show ended, and they're getting a season 5. It's not even a reboot. It's just a continuation of the series. So, one thing's for certain, all the voice actors are definitely going to be new. These kids grown up. Their voices are not young sounding enough, if that makes any sense. Probably the girls, maybe, but even so, they probably all moved on. So all the new voice actors are going to be different. I wonder if the show is going to have like the same intro and probably the same feel to it. I mean, I honest to God have no idea. So yeah. And last comment to read before I go back to talking about Infinity Train, because we really stopped talking about it. Like, my God. It's also pretty sad Ralph Breaks the Internet, of all things, had to be Disney's last animated movie for a while. Oh, boy. I'm not sure if you're saying that in terms of that it's sad that that was the last animated movie that we're going to see for a while, or the last... Or are you saying that it's... the movie wasn't so good, and it's sad that was the last animated... I don't know. But yeah, it's true. Like they should be coming out with more animated films, but instead they're crapping out all of these live action remakes, and it's annoying. It's like can we just please stop? Just stop Disney. But anyway, let's go back a little bit to Infinity Train, because we just really started going everywhere, to be honest. And Northwestern just said a bit of both, actually. Ouch. that's yeah, I mean, even Doug Walker, I don't think he really liked I don't think he really liked the new Wreck-It Ralph movie. So it's interesting. But anyway, and actually I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some glass of water. Alright, not gonna take too long to get barely filled it up, but it's kind of all I need. So anyway, let's go back to Infinity Train. And honestly, I think I will talk spoilers, because again, there's certain things that I honestly did want to talk about when it came to the show. I'm not gonna dive too deep into like the characters and whatnot, because I think we would be here all day or something, but yeah, I have some interesting, maybe not theories per se, but probably speculation when it comes to Infinity Train. So let's kind of dive into that. All right, so the interesting thing about Infinity Train that really shocked me, by the way, is how the conductor... Excuse me, I think the actual conductor was 1-1. You know, none of us really expected that, especially considering that he was just walking through the train with Tulip and Atticus. You know, I guess he was really trying to help them, or maybe he was lost or something. I think it was more that what was her name? She was the one who created the Infinity Train, I think. Amelia. Yeah. Amelia Hughes. Yeah. Honestly, again, this show definitely was dark in certain areas. I mean, there was the episode where they showed Amelia and her husband, Alaric, you know, getting together and, you know, being a happy couple, and they were wanting to do certain things and all that stuff. But obviously, I guess he ended up dying, which is, again, dark for a kid's cartoon, but sometimes they do that. Not in the very recent cartoons, but in some of the, you know, previous cartoons way back, they would kind of face death and separation and all that kind of stuff. But, yeah, it was interesting to see, because the way they actually had it in this episode, they showed it kind of looked like Alaric was the one that lost somebody. I thought that Amelia was the one that died, but I think I said her name wrong, but honestly, who cares? But like, yeah, when I saw that, and then it revealed it was her, and she was the one that was building the Infinity Train, I was like, holy crap. And it turns out that she was actually trying to recreate, I guess, the life that she used to live, try to bring him back. And she was trying to bring back the times, I guess, where everyone was happy. And I guess she wasn't really learning her lesson and stuff, because she had like a huge number all over her body, and it wasn't even close to going down to zero for her to be able to escape the Infinity Train. It was just nuts. Or I think one of the darkest parts of the series, and let's just go back to it, was when they, I don't know what episode that name was, but it was basically they were kind of like in this play pit type train. They were, and actually, let me read this comment very quick. That just came in. I'm not zooming in. What the hell are you doing? Northwest says, I love that it was the female that lost someone this time, because in so many media it's always the hopeless male. You said makes, so just saying. It's always the hopeless male who loses someone. That's true. That is true. It's a lot of times when it's, like, I mean, especially, and I know this isn't a Disney cartoon, but let's just bring it in. In a lot of Disney movies, it is always the mother that ends up dying, and it's the guy that's left alone trying to, solve his issues deep within and blah blah blah. But it's true. Like, a lot of times, it's usually the mother the mother, or the just the girlfriend or the wife that ends up dying, instead of it being the husband dying. Because maybe it's because they feel as though if a wife dies or a female dies, people would feel more sad for that character. Because I don't know. I really honestly don't know. But it is definitely a difference. And it kind of does kind of fuel as to why she, was wanting to create this world Infinity Train. Because again, she was wanting to bring back the times with her and her husband and everything like that. So it was really really deep. But again, as I was saying, one of the deepest or the darkest moments I saw, which if anything, I knew that wasn't going to be the end of it, but it was still very dark to me. There was this scene in the episode, it was like the play pit train or something, and this like plush toy bunny was having them go on this quest, and for something that was kind of silly, and the conductor and the cat found them. And what was actually the other character's name? Steward. That weird face with all of those tentacle arms and stuff. I don't know what you would call that. Those mechanical arms doing all this stuff. It was a creepy thing. 100% creepy. Like, my God. But Stewart came and just started shooting the place up, and I think, like, he also shot Atticus, and then Atticus turned into one of those, how do you say it? Gomes? Ghoms. I'm not sure how you say it. Gomes, maybe? He turned into one of those, and that was dark. And the episode ended with him being trapped in one of those tubes because she wanted to save him. And it was just like, wow. Like, to me, I was like, damn, they really went there. I mean, again, I knew that wasn't going to be the end of his character. I knew that they were going to definitely try to bring him back. But it's still rare that you see something like that happen. Even, say, like Star versus the Forces of Evil, where near the series finale and everything, was it the series finale? No, it was like a season 4 finale. Season 4. Did they have season 5 or season? Was it 5 seasons or 4 seasons? Don't remember. Either way, it was like a season finale, and Globgor came back, and no, it wasn't Globgor. It was someone else. I honestly can't fully say I remember, but you saw all these people that were essentially becoming lifeless because they were having the soul sucked out of them. And you saw literally all of these characters that were practically dead, just floating. Their eyes empty. They were just floating like balloons and stuff like that. Dark! That was dark, because for all we know, they literally could have, I mean, practically they were dead, but like, Jeez, it was crazy. So when you have cartoons that kind of take that extra step and just being very dark, or as Owen kind of said, trying to scare the kid audience, you got to applaud them for that. Like you really, really do, because they're not like, oh, these are children, let's go ahead and sugarcoat everything. No, they're like, why not scare them a little bit and give them something, probably just not also to just look at and be, but also to think about certain things. I might end up getting some more water later on. I'm not quite sure how much longer this stream's gonna go on for, to be honest. Um, but yeah, it was crazy. The Atticus turned into one of those gomes, or it's not called gnomes, combs. I really don't know how you say it, how you pronounce it, but it was just crazy, man. Um, what was the comment that he just said? Yeah, they dropped the ball, no pun intended. I don't think even Lars' death had that impact. Oh, are you talking about Steven Universe, I guess? Or you might be. Well, yeah, Lars, that's Steven Universe, but yeah, it was also surprised that Lars died, but it as you said, didn't really have an impact on me, honestly. Like, yeah, I don't I don't really know what to fully say when it comes to that, but yeah, it didn't really have that much of an impact on me when it came to Lars's death. Um, but anyway, going back to Infinity Train, yeah, it was just, to me, honestly, it was definitely crazy. Now, in the final episode, again, when she was trying to, when she did eventually get the door, she actually did get, the door, so she would be able to go back home. Um, she decided that she wasn't done yet. She wants to fix things and definitely bring back Atticus to the way he was. She didn't want to just leave it empty or incomplete or something. She just wanted to fix certain situations. And like, the interesting thing, because eventually Atticus came back, and we found out that 1-1 was the conductor the whole time, and he found out who his mother was, and yada yada yada. So that was concluding Tulip's story. And not only that, but when I was looking at the info on my television screen, I noticed it said season premiere. I mean season finale, and so I was like, I'm guessing this is definitely going to be a series that's going to come back, which it is. They said at the end, Infinity Train will be back. So it's going to be another kid, most likely, which will be interesting, actually. Or, But this is something I do want to mention when it comes to Infinity Train, right? I'm curious if Infinity Train. What exactly is Infinity Train? I guess, if that makes sense. I know that's kind of a weird question to ask, but hear me out, right? Because there's a couple of things that I think they didn't really touch on as well in the finale of the series, which I thought they did end well, but I thought there could have been some more questions probably answered, maybe. But at the end, when she eventually said bye to all of her friends, right? What happened was, she ended up going through the door, and after she went through the door, we saw a bright white light, and um, we ended up seeing, the letters saying a few months later or 9 months later, something like that. And then you saw her, you saw she had a different look, or I think her hair was a little different. She had different clothes on, and she was a lot more happier with her and her parents. So she changed as a person, and she was learning. And that's another thing. She learned a lesson, that I guess, I think it was, I can't fully say I remember, but I think it was a lesson on how there's just certain things that you just can't control, and they probably have it mentioned here on the Infinity Train wiki. Real life, yeah, why not? I'm gonna honestly look it up. Because again, I can't fully say that I remember everything about the series. Um, but let's see here. Uh, there was something she serves as a perfect distraction. I'm trying to find it because there's just something I wanted to notice. Notice when she passed the mirror, her reflection was nowhere in sight when she returned from the train. I Actually, I didn't even notice that. I might need to try to if that's a clip that's on YouTube, I might honestly have to look that up because I I didn't really see that. And you know, so if that happened, then that definitely was very interesting since her actual reflection did leave. So, and if so, that may not fully be the end of her story, but it seems like it because they said her story concluded. So I don't know, but again, I'm trying to uh I'm trying to get an answer as to what she was learning because I can't really think of it right now. Um, let's see. Was there really an episode called The Fart Car? What? Tulip returns to Atticus' side and tells him that she will help after a short scene when Nancy's Atticus is carried to the other side of the river by shrugging the Tulip. They begin to transverse through a grassy field. No, that was another episode. I'm trying to look. And Atticus see the Beast's contribution. No, was this just talking about one episode? Or this is talking about everything else? Early life. Appearance. No. No, this is not even on everything. I'm just trying to. No, they're not really explaining it, but there was technically something she was learning. I think what she was trying to learn was basically to accept, that things happen maybe for a reason, or that you can't change what's happening. Or, I mean, I don't know, because again, she was definitely angry and she was blaming herself for why certain things happened between her and her parents. Um, so, like that was something I was honestly that was what I was just trying to figure out right now. Northwestern, if you remember the lesson she was trying to learn, or if you have a full in-depth comment on what she was learning in the final episode, please tell me, because I can't, or at the very least I remember, but I just can't explain it, if that makes any sense. But anyway, let's move on. Because the one thing I wanted to mention here is that, when she eventually said bye, again, she went back home, and she was much happier and everything like that. And we saw that, her parents were happier as well. And I don't think they got back together, but they were definitely working with each other in a way. Like, he comes back and he spends some time with her and he takes her off to her camp and everything like that. Now, what wasn't answered, however, was because throughout the series, right? And maybe this could have just been things that she was saying, and maybe just, she could have been over exaggerating certain things. But when she was going through some of the train, she was talking about like, I've been stuck here in this train for weeks. I'm never going to get out of here and blah, blah, blah. So my question, right? Was she truly actually on that train for weeks? Or did it just feel like that? Or if another thing also is does the Infinity Train run on its own time wave, if that makes any sense? Like, say it's a day, it's a day in the regular world, but on Infinity Train, it everything, I guess, moves faster, or it just feels as though that that time goes by slower, or it feels like it's going by the normal time as it is, but in reality, it's been a couple of weeks later, and it actually has just been like one day or something. I don't know. Like that was something that wasn't explained. Like I don't know if the Infinity Train was actually still on the regular time, like as in she was actually away from her parents for weeks, and I mean, I don't know. I could also wonder, because she was supposed to, well, the other thing about it is that, like, we never saw her embrace her parents. Like, we never saw her run back to her home and hug them tightly and be like, I'm never going to leave again. I'm going to blah, 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 blah. Like, we didn't see that. when we see their parents, that it kind of just act like nothing happened. So I'm curious as to why that is. Is it because was she really gone for so long, or was this whole Infinity Train thing like? I don't know. There's like, was she technically in another dimension? Like the Infinity Train is technically another dimension, which would make sense. But is it another dimension that again only travels on its own time length, and like she wasn't really gone for all that long. Like she was taken from her regular dimension to another dimension, and that's where everybody, like that is certain questions like that. Like kind of makes me wonder if like the Infinity Train was, I don't know, like it's honestly kind of hard to explain. Like I don't think it was a situation where she actually got on a real train and she was just, her imagination was just soaring, so she believed that all these things were happening, and it was like, it turns out she was actually working on a game throughout this entire time, and it made it believe that she was actually on an Infinity Train. I don't know. I mean, it's possible, maybe, but I don't think that's the story. I'm not quite sure. So there's like certain questions there that definitely wasn't answered. Um, in terms of the ending. I mean, I think the ending in ways was still satisfying, but I do think that there could have been probably some more of a closure, I guess, with her and her parents. Like if there was a moment where she talked to her parents and like apologized for the way she acted and fully just accepted that they were, that they were divorced and they were trying to work things out, and she's like, wherever this takes me, I'll be fine with it, or something like that. Like, I think if they could have went that route, which, yeah, sure, other cartoons do that and blah, 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 but it's still somewhat of a closure. We didn't, at least I felt that we didn't fully get a closure between her and her parents with, the things that were going on within that world, if that makes sense. Excuse me. But yeah, I mean, like that was kind of one of the things, because I didn't think about it at first when the show actually ended, but it definitely was something where it kind of made me question a little bit. It was like, I wonder what that was about. I guess that makes sense. Snowflake slash Button says hello, how you doing? I don't know much longer the stream's gonna go on for, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be ending within the next 5 minutes. I'll be back just for a quick second. I'm gonna get some more water. My throat is very, very dry. Like I don't know why it's so dry. Maybe it's because I've been talking for so long. I don't know, but it's that's kind of the only thing I can really say about it. It's kind of dry right now. And I kind of just went to the tap water at the sink, which is drinkable, clean, and everything like that. It's not as cold as the refrigerator water, but screw it. I didn't want to keep you guys waiting for too long. But yeah, I think that was kind of like the most I really wanted to talk about when it came to the Infinity Train. Like, oh, gotta pick that up. But I'm not, like, it's. I don't know. It's like, again, obviously, I think we could see that the Infinity Train definitely was not in the regular world. Like, it was clear that it was not in the regular world. But it's like, so was it in a different dimension? Was it on another time length or something like that? Because, again, we didn't get this moment where when she was reunited with her parents that she, that they embraced each other. We don't know if the parents even knew that she was gone for that long. Because because in the beginning of the episode of in the beginning of the series, in the beginning of the series, she snuck out of the house. It wasn't like she told them that she was leaving. She just snuck out of the house. I'm not even sure if she even wrote a note for that. She might have, but not that I remember. But she just, snuck out of the window and was going to go to the game herself. And so the parents had no idea that she was even gone, and we didn't really get much of a clearance in that sense as well. So it was kind of those situations where, like, I think that's probably maybe like the one flaw with the series is that they didn't really um dig deep into that as far as they could have. I mean, sure, yeah, the parents may have not have been too important to the story or too essential to the story, but I do think that they definitely could have, been a bit more included. To see that, oh, she's not here. I don't know where she went. Like I mean, but that's if, right, the Infinity Train um was, because obviously I don't think this was a dream. Like, I mean, it would have been interesting if it was a dream, but I highly doubt it was when you think about it, because, like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, could it be a dream? I mean, nah, I don't think so. I doubt. What episode is that? Oh, I know what episode that is. But yeah, I highly doubt that it was a dream. Like, when you really think about it, because she learned a lesson, and people don't really learn too many lessons when they're dreaming, so I highly doubt it was that. um so it's like she actually really did go on an Infinity Train, but again, it's like, was it, the different dimension? Was it, I don't know. I mean, I'm honestly repeating myself at this point. I tend to do that, but it's kind of that thing. Honestly, for those of you who are watching the stream who has seen the Infinity Train and the ending and everything like that, what do you guys think happened? Do you guys think that this was a different dimension and the dimension was just going in its own time, and like say 1 month in Infinity Train dimension is like one day or maybe a few hours in regular real time or something? Like, I'm honestly, like, curious. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a weird thing, but what do you guys think? And also, when it comes to the finale of the show, what did you guys think that they could have done it maybe a little better between, kind of like having a conclusion with Tulip and her parents, or do you think they did it well? Honestly, I would like to know what you guys think about that. Emo Inuyasha says, okay, gotta go now, but it was fun seeing you again. Thank you so much for joining this stream. Hope you have a good day. Take care. See you later, or see you on the next stream, whenever that's gonna be. Hopefully the next stream will not. That was a weird turn. Why did I do that? But hopefully the stream is not bad quality like this. I mean, I'm not ending it now, not just yet. I think we're close to that, but I'm not ending it just yet right now. But hopefully hopefully the quality is not as bad as it is today. And Quick Snowflake says, so is Infinity Train over? For now, yes. As for later on, no. It's gonna come back. We don't know who the next character is gonna be, unless it's gonna be Tulip again. Maybe we don't know. And also, we don't know if it's gonna. Because, I mean, I don't know, to be honest, because, like, if it were to be another kid, would it be different characters, and would it be another Infinity Train? Would it be the same Infinity Train? Would it be, what was her name? Amelia again, being the creator of Infinity Train? Would it be about her? Would it, instead of it being about another kid, because it probably would have ended up being the same thing if it were to be about another kid, would it be about Amelia and her trying to cope with the loss of her husband and trying to move on and eventually getting all those huge numbers that are all over her body down to 0 or 1 or whatever? I mean, well, down to 0 so she can get off this damn thing. So it's kind of like, what would the next mini-series of Infinity Train be about? And not only that, the real question would also be would Infinity Train also be like a once a year type thing where, we had one this year. Will we have to wait until next year in August to get another season? And hopefully they don't do that, because I think that would be waiting a bit too long for a series that only lasts for 5 nights. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's just speculation, I should say, but it's definitely going to be interesting how they handle that situation. So, I mean, again, I'm not 100% sure what they're going to do. It could be the same character, it could be Tulip again, and it could be a Miley, or it could be a completely new character. If they do happen to do a completely new character, it definitely will be interesting, because we already know about 1-1 and, who his mother was, and we already know about a Miley, Miley or Amelia. I think that's, yeah, Amelia. We already know about her and why she made the Infinity Train and stuff like that. It wouldn't really make sense if you had like the conductor trying to stop that new kid, from leaving or whatever. Because it's like that's already been done in the first story. There would have to be a different kind of motivation, or a different person or something like that. Who knows? And then not only that, what would be the chances that there would be another person, right? Like another person creating another Infinity Train. And again, and another thing. With Tulip, again, there was this whole thing about her wanting to go to the gaming camp to make games and everything like that. I was thinking we were gonna get something out of that. I was thinking we were gonna see her actually go to the game camp, and possibly see her begin making the game. And it could have been, it would have been interesting if she called it Infinity Train or Infinity or whatever, and it was basically kind of like based off of the worlds that she visited in Infinity Train, and that was all the levels. Like I was thinking that was gonna happen, like, and we may not ever know. I'm just going to make it head canon, I guess, whatever, that's what it's gonna be. Like all those trains that she visited was essentially going to become levels in her game that she's creating, or game that she wants to create. So, which would have been very interesting. But again, as I said, who knows? But yeah, we didn't really get much of her, or we didn't get any of her actually being at the game camp, and I kind of wish we got that. So at the very least, we could have seen, what kind of game she was making, or how her attitude changed, and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, so it's definitely interesting. So, continuing, Northwestern Railway says, to be fair, Cartoon Network is really instant and strict about their 11-minute runtime these days. With their shows, take KKO Crossover Nexus, for example, so I don't fault the Owen and the team. Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense. Even though, let's see. Yeah, I mean, in a way, they are kind of strict on their 11-minute run, even though maybe if they wanted to, they could have done 2 weeks, maybe, to kind of flesh out the story just a little bit more. I think the way they did it, honestly, was good. I just think that they could have probably added a little bit more to give us a bit more of a conclusion, I guess, if that makes any sense. So Snowflake Button says, I could also see Infinity Train being like that once a year. Also, do you watch Cartoon Network frequently, or do you just watch it for Infinity Train? As for watching it frequently, not really. If anything, the only thing I really watch on Cartoon Network is Amazing World of Gumball. And sometimes I watch We Bare Bears. I do still like that show, which, again, I think I mentioned this once. It's apparently getting their own movie, for TV, of course. If so, that's cool. And also, they're also going to be getting a spin-off, unless the spin-off was the only thing that was going to happen. I don't remember. They're going to get a spin-off basically based off of the Bears as Cubs. Because, they've been coming out with a lot of episodes, as when we see these Cubs trying to find a home and find their way through the world and blah, blah, blah. So apparently that's going to be a a series, you know, their own series. So that would be interesting, definitely. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna look forward to that. Um, but yeah, We Bare Bears and Amazing World of Gumball is kind of the only thing that I watch. You know, like again, even though Steven Universe barely airs anyway, I when it does, I don't really watch that anymore. And what other shows? I don't really watch OKKO. Haven't really gotten into it. Actually, I recently got into the new show, Mao Mao Hero of Pure Heart. I think that's the name of the show. I like it. I really do like the show. It's funny. It's interesting. And it you know, like the way they do the show definitely is comedic. They kind of make it where like Mao Mao wants to become a true superhero, I guess like his dad, and you know, he wants to prove his dad that he can be something or whatever. And even though he is being a hero, he's aggressive, he's this and that. It's very interesting. I wasn't quite sure if that was going to be a show that I was going to fully enjoy. But I like it. I like it. I got to watch more episodes. And that could be another video for later or something. I don't know. Like, it's possible. But again, I'm still not 100% sure what I would like to do with this channel. If anything, if you guys have any, like, and I mean any recommendations at all on what you would like to see on this channel, and when I mean that, I don't mean, oh, you would like to see a certain type of review. Like, give me, like, ideas for this channel. Like, what type of videos do you want me to see? Would you want me to see me react to mukbang videos or react to some dumb shit like that? I don't know. Would you want me to do not commentary, but like possibly some of those r slash type videos or so? I don't know. That's just stuff that's only on my head. I don't know. I really don't know what to do, to be honest with you. I don't know. Like, it depends, though. But honestly, give me ideas on what you guys would like to see on this channel. Or what new content, let's say that, new content, new type of videos that you would like to see on this channel. Because I'm still not giving up on it, because there could definitely be some point in time where I say, okay, I'm coming back to this channel, and I'm going to put out a lot more videos, and I'm going to work on it, and yada, yada, yada. I don't know. I'm not at that point right now, but I'm sure at some point that's going to be something I'm going to plan on doing. So if anything, I'm not 100% sure, right, if when my next video is going to be, I would say. And I'm not sure what my next video would be as well. I don't want to keep posting videos only in a month. You know, like I want to go back to possibly doing weekly videos, but again, I just don't know what to do. In fact, let me say something, clarify something. I remember, like, I think it was earlier in the year, I tried coming out with these reaction videos. I mean, I only did one. I did one reaction video, and it was like I was reacting to a cringe video. And the reception wasn't bad. I mean, no, it was bad. You know, it didn't get a lot of likes. It got more dislikes than it got likes. And it wasn't as if, like, the comments were bad or anything. It was just that, you know, it was just, what am I trying to say? You know, the dislikes, like the dislikes were, you know, like, more than likes and anything like that. And I was kind of like, eh. Now, I don't know if it was mainly because, like, it was something that the audience didn't want. I didn't know if people didn't want to see me reacting to any videos. They didn't want me to do reaction videos. Or if it was honestly because my reactions were just bad. Was I, you know, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. And there's no way I'm going to ever be able to know if anything else. Because, like, I took the video down, I think, the day of. Because, you know, I was like, this is not getting good reception. I don't want to keep it up, blah, blah, blah. You know, like, I tend to give up easily in that sense, if that makes sense. But, yeah, so, I kind of tried that. I was dipping my toe into it, I guess, if that makes sense. And I was like, yeah, I think that's the end of me doing reaction videos to cringe stuff. And, yeah, you know, so, I don't know. I mean, but the one of the reasons why I was wanting to do that was mainly, first of all, because my editor Alex, he said, "Oh, that would be fun to edit these videos, and I would love to see your reactions. Think it would be funny, and yada yada yada." And I was like, "Hey, yeah, I think that would be funny too." I was like, "Okay, why not try it?" And not just that, but I felt as though if I were to do those kinds of videos, I could give you guys some more content. In the process, as in, like, instead of it just being a month in advance, you would see me posting out more content each week. So that was kind of the initial plan when it came to that, but I kind of just gave up right after the first video came up. So I mean, and that's kind of where I'm at, because again, I don't want to keep only posting videos in a month. Like, I don't want to keep doing that. And again, I'm still not really giving up on this channel. I mean, maybe at some point I'm gonna have to say, you know what, this channel's dead. I mean, it is dead. I mean, it really is, to be honest. I mean, like, I'm trying to bring it back to life, I guess, but it's probably far gone now. I don't know, but yeah, like, if anything, like, oh, it's almost been on for about 2 hours already. Jesus. But but yeah, like, I think if anything, I'm kind of like somewhat at that point where I'm, like, I mean, I'm still not wanting to give up again. Like, I've always told myself, don't give up on the channel, don't give up on the channel, but I'm kind of like, I might be close to getting to that point, and maybe starting over. I don't know. I really, really don't know. But even so, I still not really going to just say, "Yep, channel's over, it's done." I'm not 100% sure, but that kind of depends. But yeah, like, honestly, like, I know there's not a lot of people watching the stream or whatever, but honestly, if you guys have Rebel Baby Killer 666 says, "Whoa, dude, so when's your next hiatus?" Probably after this goddamn stream. I don't know. I mean, I know that was probably a troll comment, and maybe it was being serious. I don't know. But, like, I mean, because if you want me to explain why I haven't been making... Well, I mean, I've already technically been explaining why I haven't been really making videos for a while. It's because, again, I just don't really know what to do with this channel anymore. Like, I don't do a lot of reviews, obviously, as you can see. And I don't really do a lot of rants either, so I might want to literally try to do some different kind of content on this channel. I just don't know what it would be. And if that doesn't pan out, I probably will just be like, I think I'm done. I'll focus on the vlog channel, trying to do more cinematic videos and stuff. I really don't know, but it's crazy. And this message is held for review. He just posted another one. Says, "That's effing wild. I've been watching your channel for like 6 years." 6 years? Wait, I've seriously been on for that long? 6 years? Holy shit. I didn't realize that. God. 6 years. Man, it's been a long time. Christ. I mean, yeah, as you can, if you really have been watching my channel for 6 years, you can definitely see how it's been going downhill from probably 2015 or 2016. Mainly from 2017, because again, I just haven't been posting, and maybe that's why it hasn't been doing. I've been kind of not doing much, because it's been 6 years, and maybe I've been getting tired of it. I don't know. I really don't know, to be honest. But yeah. But yeah, that's like, I truthfully, though, I'm trying to do some different kind of, I'm trying to figure that out. But again, Shirley's don't really know what to do on this channel, and it's not as if I'm busy, even though that might change, because I'm still trying to get another job that will definitely give me some more hours and better pay. But but yeah, so I don't know. It's just like just certain things I'm honestly trying to figure out within my life that's kind of somewhat affecting this as well, but not 100% too. Um, yeah. Again, if that makes any flipping sense whatsoever. Okay, hold on just for a quick second. Okay, nothing important. Um, yeah, so I'm not 100% sure what else to mention there. I mean, again, if there's anything that you guys would like for me to do on this channel, definitely let me know. Also, I haven't done my podcast in like probably a month, and that was mainly because, you know, when I kind of got out of the loop of doing one every excuse me, I kind of got out of the loop of trying to do one every single week because I went off to Montana for a wedding, which that might end up being my next podcast, talking about, you know, family and this and yada yada yada. But I do have a podcast, and I kind of try to talk about certain things. I think the podcast is somewhat a bit more personal sometimes. Like, not really, but it definitely is. Like, you know, I can talk about, like, family matters or things that are going on in my life in my podcast or whatever. I also talk about a lot of things, or I'm trying to talk about a lot of things, trying to maybe talk about some movie things, maybe some cartoon stuff, maybe, you know, things that are happening in theater or whatnot, or something like that. Anything that kind of just comes off at the top of my head. But yeah, so it's on Anchor, and I've been doing that podcast for, you know, I haven't done anything yet, but I might try to make a podcast either tonight or maybe later something. Not 100% sure, but it's, you know, it's kind of interesting. But obviously, if I do another podcast, I will definitely keep you guys. And I just lost you guys for a quick second. Interesting. I'm surprised that it actually hasn't happened a lot earlier, because a lot of times, I've been really just been like getting disconnected sometimes when I do these streams. So yeah, I think I'm kind of losing my voice right now. I'm not sure. I've been talking for almost about 2 hours, basically 2 hours now. But yeah, let me read these comments here. How about movie reviews or something? Well, movie reviews would be tough because I don't really watch as much videos. I mean, not videos. I haven't watched a lot of movies as much as I used to. In fact, I haven't been to the movies in a very long time. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like, that could be a suggestion, but I'm not 100% sure if that's something that will fully be something I do. Not 100% sure. That really does depend. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Snowflake/Button World says, I have been a long-time subscriber for 5 years. Again, I'm still surprised I've been on for that long. Like, Jesus. When I was first subscribed, I would laugh at the whoops, accidentally hit send. I would laugh at the Dora the Explorer rant you did all the time. Northwestern Railway says, the Dora rant was my first exposure to you and been here ever since. Yeah, I mean, I did that one after I did the SpongeBob rant, didn't I? I think. Yeah, I think I did that one after the SpongeBob rant. Maybe not directly after the SpongeBob rant, but I think the SpongeBob rant was the first video I made. You know, but besides some of the random stuff that I was doing with, like, Wii Video and X Video and all that kind of... Not X Video, no! No, not X Video. Christ, that's a porn channel. No, shoot, there was... No, but, like... It was Wii Video, and then there was Wii Video, and then it was called something. There was another. It was kind of like this animated. I forgot, but it was just stuff that I did like in 2011. Yeah, I technically kind of been making videos somewhat for 8 years, but at the same time, it was me just doing some random BS when I was younger. I was trying to, you know, like one of the first videos I posted was an animation where I was like, welcome people to Joshua Network. Yeah, it was Because at the time when I was in middle school when I did that. I think I was in 7th grade or 8th grade, maybe. Not sure, but it was probably 8th grade because I was held back in 8th grade, so I had to deal with that twice. But when I was a kid, like during that time, there was this person that kind of did like a parody of Cartoon Network in a way, or he was kind of doing his own streaming service called like Cartoon Nothing, and I was kind of inspired by that, so I was kind of like, hey, maybe I could do the same thing, be like Joshua Network. I'd make the, so I definitely do remember that. Yeah, my voice is so dry right now. I might actually have to end the stream pretty soon. But yeah, man, like it was definitely interesting. So yeah, I've been on for 5 years. I mean, for 6 years apparently. Um, but yeah, like I did the first stream, not stream, first video I ever done, in terms of starting regular Josh 1, I think really was the SpongeBob rant. And then, I did the Disney Channel rant. Then I did Dora. And it was interesting because like when I was watching some of my videos, like I was like, man, I'm boring. Like I'm just speaking in monotone and everything and yada yada yada. And so I kind of just decided, you know what? Why not give myself some more character? Like, why not act angrier on the video? And that technically was the, I think that technically was the video that kind of somewhat took off. Not took off as in like, oh, overnight I got 10,000 videos and whatnot. But I definitely did get some some views from that video. And that kind of, in some ways, it kind of started it all, I guess, because again, for a lot of these videos, I was completely monotone, just be like, hey guys, what's going up? This is Joshua Williams from Regular Josh 1. And you know what would actually be funny? I just thought of this. If I was reviewing or reacting to some of my old videos, oh man, that would actually be the funniest thing because they're so cringe. Like they are so cringeworthy. Like man, like I remember even some of the videos where like I started using this pony avatar and like this was when I used like the Pony Maker second version, and it was when the pony would just look straight off the screen. It wasn't looking right at you or anything like that. And the way I was doing these videos, like I didn't edit them that much. I just recorded. Then I started doing the when I started doing what? I was just posting like pictures over my speech. That was before I started editing, the speech, being like, okay, I'm going to cut out all these going to make it more cohesive and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, like, if I were to be reacting to some of my old videos, it would be hilarious. Because, again, some of my older videos are very, very cringeworthy. Don't get me wrong, they are. Or shoot, do any of you guys remember when I made this crazy cartoon series? All I did was take pictures of like Pikachu and Piplup and Oshawott and Tepig, and I created stories out of them. Do any of you guys remember that crap? Oh my god, like shit, this really is kind of bringing back some memories, dude. And, yeah, I remember those, but like, yeah, but again, I think that like the Dora review was definitely the one that kind of took it off, and ever since that video, I started making more rant videos, and started kind of just started yelling more and acting more angry in those videos. And it wasn't even the fact that I actually was angry or enraged or anything like that, but I think like just at the time I was like, nah, you know what? I'm just gonna play it up. I'm just gonna play it up, kind of like Ben the Looney, like because why not? Which, speaking of which, Ben the Looney is actually going back to making his Ben rants, which is very interesting. So hopefully his videos are just as good. So, yeah. Gonna get some more water. I guess we're gonna just continue talking about my older videos, maybe. Or, nah, I don't know how long we're gonna do that in particular. Yeah, I think my voice is kind of getting a little hoarse. Like, it definitely is dry. Christ. Yeah, but that was yeah. I'm yeah. This is definitely getting kind of nostalgic here, because I never really talked about my older videos on this channel in any of my streams either. So yeah, but anyway, I'm gonna go back to some of the comments here. Um, Rebel Killer said, "You've probably been making videos for 8 years. I used to watch the videos from 2011." Um, and then says, "On your channel now, the first video that is up is the Cartoon Network Check It soundtrack. Then it was SpongeBob, and then Dora, and then you singing something, and then yeah, I remember I used to post some videos of me singing because I was like, why the hell not, you know, and then right, I remember, yeah, how did I forget about that video? Uh." That was also one of the videos where I was definitely very angry as well. And also, some of you guys probably have noticed, if you've been with my channel for a long time, if you have noticed, I have taken down a lot of videos. And those videos are gone forever. I even deleted a lot of those videos from my computer as well. And if you also remember, and well, a lot of videos are either have been deleted or they've just been unlisted. I don't think I'm ever going to post them again, but yeah, so you probably most likely have noticed that. But yeah, that PETA video. I've talked about PETA a couple of times on my channel because I really just do not like PETA, man. Like they think they're doing good, and I understand their intentions, but like the way they do stuff is just ridiculous, man. I just never liked them as a company or as a organization. Never ever liked them personally. But and I also remember I actually did do a couple of commentaries as well. Hold on a second. Oh yeah, I was just messaging somebody. But yeah, like I remember when I did commentaries, I did this commentary on a guy called Jared Milton, who was the troll. I remember I think I made like 2 or 3 videos on that guy, and it was definitely very very funny. Um, let's see. I'm trying to remember some other things. Oh, Alex is still in Walmart? Jesus Christ. Um, okay. Yeah, let me just get back to the comments here. Oh yeah, back during the time when Good Luck Charlie and Phineas and Ferb were still airing, you bringing back huge nostalgia. Yes, I'm feeling nostalgia with this channel as well, man. And to be completely honest with you here, I really do wish I could kind of go back to those days. Just in terms of me being a creator. I don't want to go back to the days of being in high school. Screw that. Not as if like I was getting bullied in high school, because I wasn't. Like honestly, I would have to say out of all the years of school, I think high school was probably my best years of school. Period. You know, like it's truthfully 100%. Met a lot of great people there. Still, you know, talk with Javon every now and then. I met him, and which interestingly enough, and I talked about this once in my other video when we were both talking with each other. We were both in a video. We mentioned how like we met each other in middle school, and then we ended up meeting each other again in high school. We like recognized each other. I'm like, oh crap, you went to Marina. I remember, you know. So it's that kind of stuff. Still have some connections from people in school. You know, got to be able to be in a couple of plays and everything. So I truly do believe that my high school years were definitely the best school years of my life. That and my culinary school experience, like that was pretty awesome too. But yeah, man, like I kind of wish I could go back to the days where, you know, I come home and I kind of would just come up with almost anything, you know, almost anything, you know, to talk about. Like now, as you can see, I kind of just struggle with talking about anything. You know, like I struggle with what I would like to do with this channel or what kind of videos to make, you know, or any reviews I might want to do. You know, I struggle with that. Before, I would just come up with anything to talk about and just literally record a video and post it the same day. Excuse me, can't do that anymore, but that's what I used to do. And so I kind of wish I was able to do that, or have, I guess, have the same drive or the same thought of mind to be able to just say, hey, okay, I'm going to make this video, I'm going to talk about this, or talk about multiple topics, and then I'm going to post it online. I wish I had the same spirit on that. I just, you know, so I kind of wish I could go back to those days in that respect. But anyway, continuing with the comments here. Do you think, yeah, you were probably the only... Oh, shit, that's funny. Rebel Baby Killer 666 says, yeah, you were probably the only brony I took seriously back then. Oh, shit. I mean, yeah, because I mean, as cringy as I was back then, don't get me wrong, I was still a cringy-ass motherfucker. Probably still cringy today, to be honest. But, truthfully, though, like, yeah, because, you know, it was such a weird time in my channel because, like, I would use the brony, I would use the avatar, but you know, like, I was like, my old slogan used to be, and you guys probably remember this if you really watch my channel all the way in the back. I was like, the only guy on YouTube that uses a pony but isn't a brony. If any of you guys remember that slogan I used to make, then you truly are the original fans of a regular Josh One. And truthfully, honestly, thank you guys for sticking with me for that long. Like, I'm surprised. It's crazy, but yeah, like, man. and not only that, I think I was only a brony for like maybe a year and a half. Or maybe only a year, because like when I started seeing some of the ridiculous stuff going on in the fandom, I was like, nope, not doing it anymore. I'm done. So, yeah. But anyway, continuing. Jessica Schulman says, do you think anime is more popular in the US than in Japan? That's a really good question. I'm not honestly sure about that. Like, that's a really good question. Is it more popular in the US than it is in Japan? I think maybe, because I also want to ask the same thing about K-pop. Is K-pop more popular in the US than it is in Korea? Like, I'm really I'm wondering about that, to be honest. Like, I'm not 100% sure. But it's possible. It's definitely possible. And also, just gonna skip down here for a quick second, because this is in terms of, like, the slogan. Rebel Baby Killer 666 says, wasn't it like Regular Pony in a Regular World? Yes, it was. It was. But before Regular Pony in a Regular World, I used to say the only pony, the only guy on YouTube that uses a pony but isn't a bro, something like that. That's what I used to say at the end of almost every video, mentioning how I use a pony, but I'm not a pony, guys, you know, so that was the original slogan. And you guys also remember the original logos that I used to have for the channel. I don't have a logo anymore. But yeah, this is very nostalgic. Like, this is crazy. You guys are taking me on a nostalgic trip right now. So it's interesting. Also, and I have to bring this back. You guys remember this running gag on my channel where my logo would just randomly change from the regular Spike head logo to a Hello Kitty head logo? Any of you guys remember that running gag that would happen every now and then? Like, I hope someone remembers that. Like, tell me in the comments if you remember. I don't know why I did that, but that was definitely a running gag within the episode, and within the episode, within the channel, and like, it was, I don't know why I did that, but it was It was weird. Anyway, this message was hidden just because you said the F word, but I'm going to show it because it doesn't matter. Um, Actually, I'm gonna continue. Well, I'll start from the bottom and I'll go back to the beginning. Jamal Haley says, also I heard Proud Family is coming back with new episodes. Hopefully they don't f that up. That's only going on the Disney Plus app, and I did hear about that. I can't say I really cared that much about Proud Family, to be quite honest with you. I mean, I did watch it while I was a kid, but it wasn't really considered as one of my most favorite cartoons, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't really watch it as vividly as everyone else did at the time. But yeah, it's interesting that it's coming back, so who knows? Might be a success. I hope, hopefully they don't mess it up. Who knows? Anyway, continuing. Rebel Baby Killer 666 says, Ben the Looney is lame AS, and I can't believe I used to watch him when I was a kid. Yeah, I don't like his newer videos. I mean, I personally, I still kind of like his older videos because I thought they were much more funnier because some of the stuff he would be yelling about was just funny. But some of the newer episodes, didn't really catch my attention. Didn't really care about it either. But yeah, it was, it's that thing. Northwestern Railway. Yeah, 2012 was something else, my dude. Yes, it was. Remember when everybody thought that the world was going to end in 2012? I remember when I actually kind of had a little bit of a fear that was going to happen, but I really didn't think it was going to happen. So that was interesting. Jamal Haley says, Josh, have you ever heard of Rocko's Modern Life is having a special on Netflix? Yes, I have, and I haven't seen it. I'm not going to really rush to see it because, again, it wasn't a show that I grew up with in my childhood, so it doesn't really have a connection, if that makes any sense to me. So yeah, and I haven't really, not to my recollection, I don't think I've really watched any episodes of Rocko's Modern Life either. So I mean, I could have, but I don't really remember. Going back to the comments, Northwest said, Northwestern, I keep mixing that up, says, you hear that PETA petitioned that Disney should remove the clothes from Mickey Mouse character. Not kidding. I'm gonna look that up right now because is that even true? PETA remove Mickey clothes. So I just have to see if that's actually true. Because I certainly I haven't heard of that. So what was the comment again? It said, yeah, remove the clothes from Mickey Mouse character. I certainly haven't heard that, unless that was just one crazy nut that happens to support PETA, and they said, we gotta remove, and Lord knows why. Why would you even want a naked Mickey Mouse? Like, the heck? Like, I've seen a naked Mickey Mouse in one of the newer comics. I mean, not comics, newer cartoons, which was only for a visual gag. But, but yeah, it's like, why do you want him to be naked? It's just weird. Some people are weird nowadays. Like, it's nuts. Continuing here. Also, Jamie Haley says, have you heard about Cameron Boyce? It's spelled Boyce, I believe. Yeah, I mean, it's... First of all, I would like to start this off by saying that I actually have seen this guy in person. I went to it was kind of like a walk for I think it was for education. It was called the United Walk. It basically, I live in California, so we went to it would be almost everyone would, do this walk for, an organization for like a fundraiser or something like that. And everyone would basically kind of walk around the whole campus of USC, which when you really think about it, USC isn't that big. Like if you were to go to say like UCLA and compare it to USC, USC's small, but it's still a big campus, but it's not as big. It's not ginormous, so that's, it's big enough, but it's not too big, if that makes any sense. And there were some people who were crazy enough to actually run the whole thing. Now, I don't know if they actually truly ran the whole thing, but they started running while everyone else would kind of just walk around So me and my mom, since she used to work with a company called Simper Energy, and they would sponsor that walk as well. So we would, basically be there kind of helping registering people who were within the company of the gas company and all that stuff. And there would be a couple of times, in fact, most of the time, Kobe Bryant would be there. I've seen Kobe Bryant, he was the ambassador. I think he was technically the ambassador of the event. So he would almost be there every year. So I saw him a few times. So that was cool. And there was one year, probably the last year I went, Cameron Boyce actually was there, which was actually cool, like I didn't think too much of it, but I was like, oh, it's that kid from Disney Channel. Because personally, I gonna be honest, I did not like the show Jessie. Jessie was not a show that I would watch, and it just wasn't. I didn't find it funny. Didn't really like the characters. Most of the characters, it just personally, it wasn't my show, But I still found it was cool to see Cameron Boyce at the walk. He was on stage talking with people and all that kind of stuff, and so it was cool. It was cool. So I was like, hey, and it was funny because my brother, my god brother, I should say, he loves Disney Channel, and so he went with us, I think, 1 year to the walk, and the year that he didn't go with us, Cameron Boyce. Well, he only went with us once, and I think it was either the year after or 2 years after. Cameron Boyce ended up going, attending the walk itself. And I know for a fact he would have been very, very, very jealous that I got to see Cameron Boyce and he didn't. So, yeah. But, shoot, I am still having a very, very hard time believing that he's dead. Like, I'm not kidding with you. It's very hard to believe. Like when I first heard, I think either my godbrother broke the news to me or I saw it on Twitter. I don't have a Twitter, by the way, but I kind of check Twitter sometimes anyways. But it was either on Twitter or it was somewhere where I saw actor Cameron Boyce dies at the age of 20. And I was like, not that Cameron Boyce, right? I was like, not him. And then, I click on either the hashtag or something, I saw his picture, and I was shocked. I was like, he died? This is, I was thinking this gotta be some sort of hoax, but then I started seeing it on ABC, on Fox, on, all these mainstream media sites, and I was like, the dude actually died. And then I saw it on Disney Channel, and I was like, oh my god. I seriously couldn't, and the fact that he died in his sleep, it just makes it all more scary and crazy. The fact that, like, he, because, like, the dude posted a picture of himself on Instagram the day, I think it was the day before he died or the day that he died, or something like that. And it's scary because, like, first of all, he died from a seizure in his sleep. So, and that is just very, very scary because it's like you're someone who, you're feeling fine. I assume he was feeling fine at the time. And you go to sleep and you're expecting to wake up the next day, and then it turns out, no, you're dead. You don't come back. You died. Like, in your sleep. Like, that scares me. Like, it's just crazy. Like, you can only imagine what that's like to die in your sleep. But, like, it's just insane, dude. And, like, man, because and not only that, you don't expect someone that young to die. Like, nobody expects any person who is a child actor, or any child in general, to be dead, or anyone that young. You don't expect it, and it's insane. So I mean, I may not have really liked anything that he was in particular, and I never really saw. Was he in the Grown Ups movie? I think so. Never saw those movies. Um, but still, the fact that the guy's gone, like, it's crazy. It's crazy, and I still have a hard time believing that he's gone. So you can only imagine what that must be like for people who are really fans of him, who were like close with him and everything like that. It was tough, man. It was definitely very tough. Um, Rebel Baby Killer 66 says, to be honest, dying in my sleep is probably the most peaceful way to die. Probably, like when you think about it, yeah, but it's still scary. Like, I mean, especially if if you're asleep and you feel as though that, like you would think that you get up the next day, just you think that you have all these years to live, and then you suffer, a seizure in your sleep, and then you die. Like, that's just crazy. Yeah, it could be a peaceful way, but still, like, it's oof, it's crazy. Yeah, which he has a seizure, which was the difference, man. Yeah, it's whew, so it's crazy, Um, yeah, I don't know. Like that kind of situation there just makes me speechless. Like, it was very sad. Um, yeah, I'm not quite sure what else to really talk about, to be quite honest with you. Yeah. Then with how long? 2 hours and 25 minutes, so almost 2 hours and a half. That might be close to the longest stream I've ever done. Have I ever done a stream for about 3 hours? I'm not sure. I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, it's 6:23 my time right now. So yeah, it might actually get to that point where I am gonna end the stream. I don't know. I mean, that depends on if there's like maybe one more topic you technically kind of want to talk about. Northwest Railway says goes to really show life is short and you could be dead and gone tomorrow, which is the sad truth. Yeah, unfortunately for all of us, tomorrow is not guaranteed. That's because yeah, that's just the sad part of it. I mean, obviously we all expect to wake up or to go through life and still be living and everything, but unfortunately tomorrow is literally not guaranteed. Like, there's it's scary, and it not just from natural causes, but just especially with the world we're living in right now, where it's like all these goddamn mass shootings happening almost every freaking month or week or day. Christ, like, you got the Dayton and the El Paso shooting literally happening within 24 hours of each other, and it's just insane, and honestly, it pisses me off. Like, it really does. The fact that it keeps happening, nothing changes. We always try to get something done, but nothing happens. We just continue, and it's ridiculous, like it's to the point where like you go to these public places now and everyone is on edge. You guys heard about the story where there was a motorcycle that backfired and it sounded like a gunshot in New York City, and everybody just started running to a certain direction away from the gunshot. People were running into theaters. Some shows literally had to stop performances because people were banging on the doors and trying to get inside for safety. And it was just insane. That's just how on edge we are right now. Or somewhere, there was a place, I forgot what city it was, but a sign fell down and it sounded like shots fired, and people were panicking then. And it's it's a mess. We are seriously in a messed up society right now. Or not just a messed up society, just a messed up world. Because it's crazy. Like the stuff that's going on in Hong Kong right now. It's crazy. This Steve Meister. If this keeps up, then everyone will be scared to out of of the world now. Yeah, we're definitely. I don't know what to say. I just at some point I just want all of this to just stop. Like we shouldn't allow this crap to continue happening. Like it's crazy. I know it might sound kind of messed up, but I'd love to make a gunshot and then have people run. Sorry, I have a dark sense of humor. Yeah, that's definitely a dark sense of humor. Shit, you do that today, your ass is in trouble. That's the only thing I could definitely say. That's no. I would no. Yeah, your ass would be in some big trouble with a lot of people. Trust me. Yeah, that's all I can say. Uh, go out of the world, and everyone will be scared to go out of the world. Yeah, I mean it's if it gets even worse, you're gonna probably have a lot of people who may not even want to leave their houses anymore. Or people may not want to go to the movies. People may not want to go to a musical theater anymore. Even though I haven't heard of a gunman going into a Broadway theater just yet, and hopefully that doesn't happen, because that will scare the crap out of a lot of people now. It's gonna literally go to the point where like we're gonna have metal detectors everywhere, dude. Like it's literally going insane. If they could come up with metal detectors where even if you just walk through them, I mean the problem with it, honestly, is that like it would infringe on people's privacy, and obviously people are very strict on how much privacy that they want, of course. But at some point, like when you have these places where now you can only carry literally a clear bag inside of certain venues. Or certain schools are going to require students to have a clear bag, a clear backpack. Like people aren't going to particularly like that because it does infringe on their privacy. And that sucks, So it's, just it's literally crazy right now with how things are going. And, like, again, as I was saying, if there was a way to have like a metal detector where we didn't have to take everything out of our pockets and, like have it be such a long process, especially in the airports. Though luckily for me, I got TSA pre-checks, so and global entry, so I'm definitely very lucky on that one. But even so, like if there was a way to have a metal detector where if the only thing you do is just literally just walk through it and it can scan absolutely everything you have, like in your pockets, in your backpack, but it doesn't, like if it were able to do that, like that would be cool. I mean, of course it would, infringe on your privacy or something. But I mean, I don't know, just because again, as I said, at some point we're literally gonna have to go through metal detectors to go everywhere. You might even have metal detectors going into restaurants. Like you might even have a metal detector going into freaking McDonald's at some point. Like it would be insane, but that's probably the world we're going to be living in. Just having metal detectors literally everywhere. So I mean, I don't know what else to tell you on that front, but that's kind of the only thing I can see happening. And like it would suck, believe me, because metal detectors, as efficient in a way as they are in terms of keeping people safe, they're not fully efficient because it takes a while to get through these metal detectors. Like you got to take everything out of your pockets, got to take your shoes off. Sometimes you got to take your belts off if it got metal in it. Sometimes you got to take your shoes off in certain areas, mainly in airports. Like it takes a while. You got so like yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to fully really say on that front, but um it's it's crazy. It's literally like just absolutely freaking insane right now. But yeah, so I don't know. Hopefully, and also the worst part is I'm someone who I guess you could say is a pretty cynical person because I can tend to be pretty negative about things. Not that I'm happy about that. Trust me, I don't like being a negative person, but when I see just the way things are, like when I see how how divided we are politically, or just how crazy people are on both sides. People on the left, like the far left, are insane. There's kind of a reason why I don't really like talking about politics on my channel anymore. I mean, I used to when for a while, but I don't really do that anymore. Cause screw it, I hate politics. It just really ruins everything, in my personal opinion. But it's with the way things are with political views and ideologies, and just how divided we are right now, and just with how crazier people are getting, it is hard for me to be able to have a positive outlook, not just on life, but on our future. I just do not see things getting better. I hate to say that. I really, really hate to say that, but I just do not see a lot of things getting better. I just see things getting worse. Because, to be honest, there are lots of things that just continue to get worse. So it's hard for me to, I try. Trust me, I try to catch myself sometimes and be like, because the thing is, there's still a lot of great things, beautiful things out there in the world, of course. I'm not going to say that everything's crap, but it's just like, there's just certain things where it's not easy for me to have a positive outlook on the future, so that's kind of that situation there. But I mean, I don't know. And in a way, it's kind of a dark way to end this stream, I guess, if that makes any sense. But Northwestern, I'm gonna have that message be shown. Said, honestly, both sides really should get their shit together. Truthfully, because I would love to go back to the times when the left and the right, I don't know if it really showed that well on this is my left hand, right hand, whatever. But you get what I'm saying. I wish there was just a time when the left and the right would just come together. Or if anything, there used to be a time when the left and the right were a lot closer to each other than they are now. Like, there was even a graph I seen where, even during the Obama years, the left and right were still, obviously divided, but they were still somewhat close to each other to where they could work together. Now, the people on the left veered so far to the left, and people veered a little bit to the right, that we're just really, really divided. And it's ridiculous. We're at each other's throats right now. We can't work with each other. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, I just honestly hope that things... I can't, again, honestly can't see things getting better, because that's how bad things are right now, but I hope that things get better. I think that's kind of the only thing I can really say at this point. So, yeah. But anyway, honestly, I've kind of been doing this stream for a bit too long. It's been 2 hours and 37 minutes. Jesus. So, yeah, that's insane. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna basically just end it here. I might make a community post. Not a lot of people see those, but I might make a post, and I might want to do another stream at some point, and maybe another video. I'm not 100% sure what the video would be, but maybe rely more on the stream, I guess. I don't know. Or you could also somewhat rely on the... Actually, I should probably get... Yeah, you're right. This is not the happiest way to end the stream. Literally. But... let me try to find my, because I want to give you guys a link to my podcast. So if you guys want to check out the podcast and everything, and when I eventually make another podcast, I might make another one tomorrow, because again, I've been talking so much. I think my voice is dry, and my voice is probably a little hoarse. I don't know. But I still have some water. But yeah, I do want to give you guys a link to my podcast so you guys can definitely check it out. I got 33 plays. Okay, that's not bad. Surprised I'm still getting any people listening to it right now. I haven't been posting anything, so I'm surprised. Maybe it's coming from other apps. Wow, I got 27%. I'm also on Apple Podcast? Oh, shoot! Damn, I'm on Anchor. I got 25%, 27% people listening to me on Spotify, and 3% of people listening to me on an Apple podcast. That is insane. I'm excited for that. That's crazy. But yeah, let me try to get my there we go. I got it. Okay, so I'm going to be posting this in the chat, even though there's only like 2 people watching right now. So there's the there is the post. There, well, not just the post. In fact, I'm gonna put it in the description as well if I can, because I would like for you guys to be able to check out the podcast as well, because I might be posting a whole lot more, on the podcast. So here is the link to the podcast on the description. So it's up now. And hopefully you guys check it out. And I'll answer this last comment here. Sorry about that. Jessica Schulman says, why K-pop is starting to get popular in the U.S.? I don't know. In fact, I actually have a little funny story. I remember when I was in high school, I would used to go to this anime club. It was kind of it just gave me something to do during the lunch on certain days. They would meet up on every Thursday at lunch at a certain room, classroom, and we would always watch, like, I think the first episode of certain animes and stuff like that. That was when I was more into anime. Now anime, like, I'm trying to get back into it, but I haven't really found like a series that I guess interests me enough to watch. I don't know. It's interesting. I'm not sure if I would watch a show called My Hero Academia. Maybe it's because I don't know. I mean, I've seen the movie. I've seen like the movie. I think it was like the world premiere of the movie, because they had it at the Anime Expo, and my friends wanted to see it, and so I decided, why not? I'll go with them and check it out as well. And it was a good movie, but I'm not sure if that would entice me to watch any more of that series, to be honest. But again, so we had an anime club in high school, and there was one day we were moved to another classroom, just because I guess that day there was testing probably going on, so so during lunch we went to another room, and we actually didn't watch anime that day. We watched K-pop. And I personally thought it was a little weird, because I was like, okay, this is interesting music, not my style, but some of the fashion statements are kind of weird. Like, it was definitely new to me, because I never heard of K-pop before at that time until then. And oh my god, every single freaking girl was losing their damn minds. It was insane. It was literally insane. Like, every time a new band came on, they would scream loud. And the worst part is, it was a much smaller room, so each time they screamed, it was so loud. I was like, oh my god, I can't handle this. It was ridiculous. I personally don't know why K-pop is so popular. Not to say that I think it's bad or anything. Like, I've heard a couple of songs from like BTS or some of the other K-pop people, and I think, gotta admit, doesn't sound bad. It's just not my style, not my thing. Or maybe it probably could be my style. It's just not music I really listen to, and whatever. But yeah, so to answer your question, I have no idea why K-pop is starting to get very popular. Maybe it could possibly be because maybe, I mean, this is not my personal opinion, but maybe people find their music just to be better than some of the music we currently have coming out this year. I don't know, because for a while our music was just the same old generic BS, and but it's, mainstream media sometimes just ruins you as a musician. I don't know. But yeah. Cassandra Francisco? Hopefully I'm saying, not Francisco, whatever. Cassandra, I'm not a big fan of modern music like Cardi B. I don't like Cardi B either. Like, especially what gets me annoyed about Cardi B is that in every single goddamn song, she has to constantly, and I'm sure there's other rappers who do that and other singers, but she always gotta constantly say her name like, Cardi B. It's like, shut up. We get it. We know who you are. Shut up. Stop saying your goddamn name in every single damn song. You know, but that's, oof. The JoJo Siwa tour dream, whatever. I'm definitely not watching that crap. But yeah, man, like it's, and not only that, but she's not really all that good as well. Hey, Neo Anton, dude, literally, long time no see. It's been a while, man. It's literally been a while. Um, in Northwest Railway City, there's only so much I can hear about rap songs about women, sex, and money. Thank you, Christ, because like, why are we so obsessed with these rap songs about these guys wanting to smack these girls on the ass and have sex with them on the floor and whatever? Or not just that, but why do we always have these songs? And I like how I said I was gonna end this stream, and I'm still talking. But like, yeah, seriously though, like, why are we so obsessed with these songs where it kind of talks about like, um, not just sex, but like, there's some of these songs that were coming out talking about like, oh, it's a secret. I got a what do you call those, side chicks or side guys or whatever the hell they call them? Now you got these songs that are practically glorifying having a side chick, practically glorifying cheating with people, and I'm like, are you serious? What? Why? I mean, I will never freaking understand that. Like, jeez, it's insane. I mean, maybe it's because I'm not really in the hip hop scene, and I was never, well, not hip hop, like I kind of am, but not the rap scene or gangster rap, whatever. I don't know, but I never really fully liked it, even when I was a kid either. So I don't know. It's something, but like, I personally don't really understand those kinds of songs or why we love those songs. I mean, it's always been a mystery to me, if that makes any sense. And continuing with Cassandra says, I'm more of an early 2000s music like JoJo. Yeah, I gotta agree. Like, you just can't lie. Like, the music back then was just better. It was. It's kind of the same with some of the cartoons that some of the cartoons or the movies or television shows. I mean, and let me talk about that just for a quick second. How is it that some of the freaking CGI in some of these movies are not as impressive as some of the CGI that we had back in the day? There's some CGI in some movies, like say Black Panther, where it's just obviously fake. Am I the only one that's kind of confused on how, like, you would think we'd have technology where it kind of makes our movies look much better CGI wise? I mean, obviously animated films have come a long way, and I'm not talking about those because those look pretty good, even though yeah, they all look pretty good, and they keep what am I trying to say? They keep improving. In fact, even some of the animated films, like say Toy Story 4, I haven't seen Toy Story 4, but I've seen like some scenes, and the world looks amazing, by the way. It looks so real in certain areas. It's crazy how an animated feature can make a world look so real, and yet sometimes with these live action, big budgeted superhero movies, some of the CGI still looks fake as hell. I don't get how that happens, but it's insane to me. It's absolutely insane to me. Gonna continue on here. Cassandra says the one good cartoon of today is Miraculous Ladybug and Cat Noir and Young Justice. I don't think Young Justice airs anymore unless they brought that back for another season. And Miraculous Ladybug, I've seen it a couple of times. I don't get it. I don't know. Actually, I don't know what channel it even airs. It used to air on Nickelodeon. Didn't watch it then. And I think Disney kind of started airing it sometimes. I don't know where they air that show. But yeah, the show is definitely interesting. I will definitely have to agree with you on that one. Northwestern Railway says Toy Story 4 is gorgeous, especially how that cat looked. It's funny because I think I've heard people praise how that cat looked um, in the movie, which is definitely interesting. Just had to check something. But yeah, like so it's kind of interesting how certain things work in that situation, if that makes any sense. Yeah. So for those of you guys who are surprisingly just joining in, hello. I wish you guys came in a bit earlier because I was talking about Infinity Train and like how I thought the show was pretty good and certain things that I think they could have probably touched on at the end and whatnot. But obviously, you guys can check out the whole stream when I eventually finish this. And not only that, but I apologize for the crappy quality because usually when I film on my phone, it's not this buggy, it's not this laggy. I don't know why it's this laggy now. Like it's crazy. Maybe it's because I haven't updated the app yet. That's possible. Maybe. I really don't know. I probably should have, but it's crazy. I'm gonna answer a couple more questions that just came in, and then I think I'm going to end the stream. I could make it to 3 hours, and honestly, why not? Might as well. But I don't think that's gonna be a goal. But yeah, I'll answer some of these, and then I'm gonna try to end this. Northwestern says Young Justice has another season on DC streaming service. Yeah, there was very little advertisement. Wow. I never really watched that show, or have I? Did I? No, I don't think so. I knew of it, but I'm not really all that big into superheroes, to be 100% honest with you. So, I used to be when I was a kid, obviously. Wanted to be Spider-Man, liked Superman and all that kind of stuff, Batman and everything. But I just haven't, I don't want to say I've grown out of it, but it's not really one of the things that you would see me watching a lot. But yeah, because I knew like they canceled the show on Cartoon Network, so now they're on a DC streaming service. So that's interesting. Everyone's having a streaming service nowadays. It's funny. Jessica Shulman says, why the girls were screaming at K-pop boy groups back when you were in high school? Because they were going crazy over K-pop. And I did not think it would be as big of a monster as it is now. Because K-pop fans are crazy, guys. They are crazy. Try to cancel certain people that don't even need to be canceled. And not only that, screw this cancel culture, man. Like, anytime one person, like, that's an actor or whatever, says one thing wrong, and yeah, may be offensive or crap or whatever, but they say one thing wrong and everyone's like, oh yeah, they're done, canceled, their career's over. It's like, it's petty, it's ridiculous, and I hate it. I freaking hate it. It just gets on my nerves. I hate the cancer culture. People are just so sensitive nowadays. I just hate it. Really do. And the last comment and supposedly the last question of the stream will be from Cassandra saying, Young Justice brought back for the 4th season, but it only aired in Canada in the streaming service called DC. So is it only streaming on DC in Canada, or did the season 4 air in Canada and they're streaming the rest of it in DC for everybody else to watch? Because it is interesting how some of these shows work. For some reason, they'll go ahead and say, hey, yeah, let's have this show have a premiere. Or because they kind of did the same thing with... I
don't know that one.
Alexa, I didn't say anything! What the God!
You have Plex enabled.
Stop! Alexa! Stop! What the fuck? Oh, Jesus Christ. That... Awesome. Oh, awesome. That was great. But yeah, something like this, before I was interrupted by this computer, well, not computer, but the Amazon thing. Yeah, I'm not going to say her name again. But I think Nickelodeon kind of did the same thing with My Life as a Teenage Robot. Like there was the final season, like season 3, I think, and they aired it in another country, and then they eventually aired it in the U.S., but on Nicktoons. So I don't know why these shows or why these networks do that in particular. It's just so weird, but yeah, it's I don't know. That's kind of all I have to say about that. Okay, so Teletoon now has Young Justice. Northwestern says, Alex, no, honey, I'm not saying her name again. But yeah, what if people, weren't what they were years ago, and you're just bringing up old crap? What happened to you years ago? I mean, grow up. Yeah, thank you. Like when I see these people on Twitter, and they like this whole thing with Kevin Hart. Like Kevin Hart said these gay jokes, or like these like homophobic gay jokes back in the day, like 10 years ago, and everybody tried to cancel him for it. And he didn't. I'm glad he stood his ground on this one, because honestly, it is ridiculous. Somebody said something 10 years ago. Do you really think they're the same people? They're the same person that they were 10 years ago? He doesn't make those jokes anymore. So it's like, get a grip and move on. Like it's just freaking ridiculous that people tried to hold him to that same standard. It was just so stupid. It was so stupid. But it was just ridiculous, man. Like it was just like, wow. I don't know, but whenever people do that, it just gets on my nerves. Like it really bugs me. It's like, stop bringing up something that people did 10 or 20 years ago and say, oh, you need to apologize for this, or oh, they did this. They're still homophobic and blah blah blah. It's like, they changed over the course of these years, guys. Stop it. It's ridiculous. Let's see. Neo Anton says, too many streaming things to buy. Netflix, DC, soon Disney, Hulu, VR, XD. And also HBO, I think, is trying to get a streaming service as well. So, yeah, it's literally getting ridiculous. I'm not getting rid of my Netflix to try to get Disney Plus. I mean, I doubt I'm going to even add it at all. I mean, nah, it's just not. Yeah, I mean, granted, yeah, for some reason, Phineas and Ferb is getting another movie for Disney Plus. I would like to see it, but I don't think I'm gonna pay an extra $6 an hour. That would be awful. An extra $6 a month to just to see that movie, or to see certain other things. Like, I don't know. And all of a sudden, I'm getting 9 views. Like, what the heck? I'm trying to end this stream, and I'm getting more people coming in. Almost made it to 3 hours. 2 hours and 56 minutes. Holy crap. This might literally be my longest stream ever. I don't know. I did not expect it to go on for this long. But that's crazy. But yeah, man, it's so many streaming services right now. Can we all just like collectively put it into one streaming service? And I don't know. It's probably a dumb idea, but like, yeah. I'm not, yeah. I don't know what else to say, but, and Cassandra Francisco again, and this is the last comment, and most likely the last question I'm going to be answering, and then I'm going to eventually, end the stream. They announced season 4 in Comic-Con, and season 3 is better, and the funny part, they gave the middle finger to Teen Titans Go. Really? They gave the middle finger. I would love to see how they did that, because, oh God, Teen Titans Go is still cancerous in my mind. I still hate that show with a passion. I mean, well, maybe not with a passion, but I want that show to be over with. Like, please end, go, and don't come back. I mean, like, that's, yeah, just go away. Like, nobody wants you. Like, it's, yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, you've been on for a while. How fun it was. Yeah, and I've literally been here for about 3 flipping hours. It's insane. Excuse me, but yeah. So I think that's basically where I'm gonna end it. Honestly, I'm gonna let the clock hit the 3 hour mark. I got 1 more minute for that. So yeah. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed. And again, I'm gonna put a link since I have still have a few people. Just a link to the stream. I mean, not to the stream, to the podcast. If you guys want to check it out. So there's the link to the podcast. Again, I kind of talk about a variety of things. Honestly, I'll probably talk about some cartoons, maybe some movies if I end up seeing another movie at all ever again. I do talk about some musical theater type stuff. I talk about some personal ish type things too. Like not as if like, oh, I'm depressed and this is how I deal. No, I'm not depressed. I just deal with shyness, and shyness sucks. That could be another podcast. I don't know. I think the next podcast I'm most likely going to be talking about. Don't no blur, no blur. Come on, thank you. There you go. Oh, shoot, I might actually talk about my old videos. No, I think I did in my on one of my podcasts in a way. But again, like I do talk, about certain things like that, and so that's definitely, like my next stream. I think that's what I was not stream. My next podcast might actually be about my trip up to Montana and visiting my god family again for my god sister's wedding, which was really good. So I might definitely talk about that. It sucks that you guys don't follow me on Facebook because I do post a lot of pictures of the trips I've taken, and so that would definitely be put more into context when it comes to the podcast. But yeah, so that's gonna be interesting. So anyway, hopefully you guys do. Yep, made it to 3 hours. All right, we did it. I think this was the longest stream I've ever done. Not sure if I'm ever gonna do that again. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, for my next stream, I don't know when that's gonna be. For all I know, it could be next week, but no promises. It could be 2 weeks from now. It could be 3 weeks from now. It might be a month from now. That's just because I do that every now and then. I don't know why, but Christ. Yeah. So and if I do have another stream, I might maybe want to bring up a certain, kind of like this one, talked about Infinity Train. Might want to possibly talk about another series or maybe an episode of something. Might want to talk, I don't know. I mean, it really does depend. We'll see when it comes to that. Snowflake says, I have enjoyed the stream, especially talking about your old videos. Oh yeah, 100%. I truly agree. It was pretty cool. If there's, I don't know, I was going to say if you guys want to see me reacting to my old videos, I'm not even sure if that's anything that I'm really going to do. I think that was just a silly idea I had in my mind, but yeah, it was nice to kind of get nostalgic about this channel, definitely. Again, I would like to be able to go back to those days where I could just make a random video and post it, almost twice a week or every week or something like that. And I might want to try to honestly get back on track with that. It might take a while, honestly. I don't know what the future has in store for me, to be honest, but that really does depend. And again, we'll see what happens with the kind of content I end up making. And also, again, what kind of content would you guys like me to make? Because I'm not really feeling the reviews as much anymore. I mean, I might still try to do it, but honestly, I want your help on that. So what do you guys think I should be doing? Well, what kind of videos do you think I should be making on YouTube? What different kind of content would you like to see? And that depends on if it's even possible for me to even do those. So it really all does depend. So I would definitely love your help on that. Whether you comment on my community page on my channel, or comment here, or comment on a post that I make, I don't know. It really does depend. But yeah, would really love your help on that. And again, especially since we were talking about the old videos, I'm so surprised that there were people that were staying with me for so long, or that there was people that was OG fans of Regular Josh 1 that are still here today. That is insane. That blows my mind. So I have to thank every single one of you guys that has stuck with me for the past 6 years, I think I've been on this channel. You know, like if you stuck with me for the 6 years, you guys are the real ones, real OGs. Really appreciate that. Wasn't even looking into the camera lens. It's so small. But again, just have to say thank you guys so much for that. Really, really appreciate it. I'm glad that you guys are still with me on this crazy journey I call what's happening to regular Josh Warner, what's going to happen or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I'm dwelling right now. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for joining this stream. Hopefully I can have another stream coming soon, and also hopefully I could have another video coming out soon. I mean, I really don't know. But it depends. It depends, but we'll see what happens. So until next time, I will see you guys later. And again, remember, you're hearing it from a regular bunny in a regular world. Peace out. And as always, thank you for watching. Take care.